Boop boop. Hello.
Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Did I hit my microphone? I'm
Hello.
sorry. Hi.
Hi, Slightly.
Jenny was like, "Are you ready?" And I was like, "Yes," and then immediately started drinking. Hi. Welcome back to episode a billion trillion
Who fucking knows?
of Who Knows Housebound Adventuring. We're going to play some D&D.
No, I know.
We're going to... What, you know how many episodes it is?
Yeah, I keep a note.
What
This is episode
episodes?
39.
Oh my goodness. 39
Oh.
episodes. Episode number 39 of Housebound Adventuring. We're going to play some D&D. Before we begin, we'll do a very... I always say a very brief. We'll do a catch-up of what happened last time. Unfortunately, last time was quite a lore bomb. So to begin the session, we started with a lovely little interaction where you guys had a tart that was trying to tell you to eat it. This is the big lore bomb. The tart was just like, eat me.
That's the real story. The other stuff is just like side quest.
Just fades away. This tart was really keen on being eaten, but unfortunately nobody ate the tart. However, Haiku did put the tart on their shell and bring it along as it was whispering, eat me, into your ear in this kind of sultry tart voice. Then we arrived back in Nesmith, which is your kind of home base sort of town. You've been away for some time, and the day before, you had a run-in with a spooky shadow tar monster. And then finding a sword embedded in the skull of the previous, whatever monster was previously the spooky tar monster, you tried to cast a spell of mending on it, which specifically says in the spell that it does not repair or it does not bring back magical properties of any items, which was very surprising because when you cast that spell, the sword turned into some kind of horrible spooky relic with a kind of blade that was as black as night, absorbing all light. And it was very mysterious. And you guys were like, the fuck? And then you looked up in the sky and the moon was gone. And you were like, double the fuck? That seems bad.
Double the
So anyway, you arrived back in Nesmith. Still, Neurali is, on the brink. She's feeling pretty tense, being that she has some affinity with the moon goddess. Regardless, you arrive and you bump into an old friend, sort of acquaintance, Garius Sariel, who is a purple dragon knight. He is clearly quite high-ranking within there, and he's a bit of a local hero. You have a bit of a chat with him. You've met him before, and he seemed like a lovely guy. And you have a conversation that goes along the lines of, "Hey, how's it going? You good? Cool. Hey, so we made this sword that looks like nighttime, and the moon is gone. Could you take it away from us, please? It seems bad. We should probably have it locked up somewhere." And he was like, "This does seem pretty bad."
Hello,
well,
we need an adult.
yeah,
Take
basically.
You are the
That was
closest
exactly
one.
it. And he said, "Well, we do have a location. We have the chapter house back in Suzale. We could lock it up. We do have like a vault sort of deal that we use for spooky, scary items." And you said, "Yes, please take it away, please, please." And he was like, "Okay, then." And they put it in his on his horse, and they clippity clopped away. After he cast Calm Emotions on Neurali because she was having like a real hard time dealing with the whole moon situation. You recognize as you walked into the town that he had a bit of a fan group that was like, "Oh my god, Garius Sariel, he's so gorgeous." And they were just like in awe and also a little bit jealous of the fact that you'd been talking to him. Swung back to the house, your manor that you live in. And you were reunited with Atticus, Parsnip, and Evelyn. Atticus was elated to see you, as it had been a while, and he was starting to worry. Parsnip was also very excited, but kind of confused by Haiku, the new member of your group. And Evelyn was also very excitedly signing to you, as it appears that she and Atticus had been developing some kind of sign language. You had a nice night's sleep, woke up in the morning, moon's still gone. Womp womp, no dreams for Nurali. And there's something amiss. That is, Atticus is missing. Literally amiss. Atticus is gone. The elderly caretaker of this home, who is linked quite strongly with the previous occupant and relative of Randall, Caspian Kinshire, is now gone, completely gone, and appears to just never have existed. Because talking to Evelyn, she's like, "Who the fuck are you talking about? What? Who's Atticus?" And that's done in sign language because she is mute and writing and facial expressions. But regardless, a little bit of pottering around the town, including visiting Honu and chatting about his board game night that he had with Haiku, if you recall that. You decided to pop in and talk to... Oh, man, there's just so much lore going on here. I'm so sorry. You went
Lore
to pop
bomb
in
round
and
two.
spoke to... Yeah, you spoke to
The
Thistle.
rebombing.
Rebombing. Starting to recognize just how much lore there was in the last session. You spoke to Thistle, who is some wonderful fey creature who resides nearby the village. And talking to her, she was like, "Hey, I've done some research. I think I've figured out what's going on. Someone related to this boy," points directly at Randall, is being deleted from history. It appears that for the last however many episodes we had of this game, there have been hints here and there that things have been going awry with history, and that perhaps the crux of it is Caspian Kinshire, Randall's relative, and the previous occupant of the house you are currently living in. Something's gone awry. He's pissed somebody off, potentially somebody in the Shadowfell, a plane of existence that is like a murky reflection of all the darkness in the world. And the polar opposite of the Feywild, which is like a fantastical, magical representation of the real world. Heavy use of quotations there. And we kind of left it there, right? She said to you, it seems a lot like Caspian Kinshire is being deleted. And this resonated with our characters on a couple of different levels. First off, we've got the whole, oh, he's the dude that we've been kind of following around a little bit. And everywhere we go, some horrible thing has happened. Some timey-wimey bullshit has gone on. And it's starting to add up that this is where these moments of history that he's been involved in are being removed from history. And it's this weird corruption effect that's going on. This corruption effect that is reminiscent of the Shadowfell. So we start today's session, having dropped big lore bombs. With you guys having we're going to say that you've ended a conversation with Thistle. We're going to make sure that we don't go too lore-y. I'm going to try and not get too lore-y in today's session. That's
It's
not
going to
use
be a
the
lore
word.
line.
Make sure.
We're not going to cross it.
Yeah. So rather than going into another lore bomb conversation with Thistle, the outcome of your conversation with her is kind of thus. Basically, you are aware that Caspian Kinshire, this big, from what you've surmised, this gentleman was a local legend, much in the same way that that Garius Sariel is, who had achieved many things in the local area in Cormier, many great things. Some of those things that you've stumbled across and have learned about. Thistle thinks that the best that you can do right now is to follow his tracks if you can, any kind of traces that you've got. But she also suggests that it's very likely that the growing power of his bloodline, referring to Randall, is something that may be helping to resist the memory of Caspian Kinshire being deleted entirely. It's also possible that some greater force is helping to guide you. And as she says those words, Nurali can see in a gap through the tree line the moon has returned to the sky. Kind of like, that nice little like midday, like it's still early, maybe early in the morning. The moon's just kind of like peeking through some clouds a little bit.
Wait, so it's daytime now?
Yes, so I mean, you got up in the morning and you spoke to the
okay,
people in
okay.
town and chatted to Thistle, so it's still early. So the moon has returned. So what Thistle has essentially said to you is keep doing what you're doing, basically. If there's any particular threads that you want to pull on, go pull on those threads. But you just kind of fighting the good fight, and Randall's growing, power just by the fact that he's leveling up, is potentially enough, right? So functionally, what I'm saying is relax. There's no extreme pressure for you to do anything right now. I'm not dropping a big story on you that you need to go chase. Do whatever the fuck you want. We're still going to play D&D. Just do stuff, right? Do adventure-y things. However, one thing you note is that it is getting closer to winter, and because of that, Thistle seems, although as beautiful and as mystical as usual, you can see that the leaves that she is using to kind of cover herself are starting to turn kind of an autumn color, and that she is most likely going to take a short respite away from this season, and that she suggests that perhaps you do too. Okay, so it's an option for you guys to take, extended periods where you do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to have your characters to have some downtime, that's an option.
A long rest.
A long rest.
A short hibernation.
Okay, right. Teeny clues expertly woven into the tapestry of the previous 37 sessions. I've tried very hard to it's been a rough ride trying to make sure that this all makes sense. Listen, sometimes you paint yourself a picture and then you have to realize how difficult it is to make that picture look good.
Story of every art project I've ever started.
Okay, so we're going to start today's session. You've had your conversation with Thistle. She's basically said goodbye.
Bye now. Goodbye.
Evelyn has said, could you swap me around again, please? And she said, sure, no problem. Evelyn has returned to being mute, but having her sight. Because that was that whole deal. She'd swapped her sight for the ability to speak.
More law.
More law. But we're back on track now. You guys have left Bramblewood Grove, which is where Thistle lives, and you have made yourself you've brought yourself back into town. You swing by the adventuring prep store of Nesmith as you leave, as you walk through town, and you note that the quest board at the moment is mysteriously empty. Not that mysterious. There are lots of adventurers here that pick up adventuring quests, etc., and take them away from you. So there's not a huge amount to be done, but you've got just a whole world of possibility. What do your characters want to do?
I'm gonna go over to the waterfall pool area and post up and sit in quiet contemplation for a long time, just kind of staring at the moon until it goes away because it's daytime and it'll eventually do that.
Are you gonna have a conversation with your pals before you go and do that, or are you just gonna be just slowly leave the group without saying anything?
Yeah, just literally I'm gonna be back in a bit and just leave. I mean, if they ask, she'll answer, but that's just her. That's what she says initially. Once we go in and we see the thing is empty, it's like, I'm going to go do something. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay.
Turn and leave.
She's so mysterious.
I think Randall would be paying no attention to if you just left without saying anything, because since the conversation with Thistle, he's just been going through all of the things that have been happening and just being connecting all of the dots and being but no one knew about the statue, and then they didn't know about the sewers, and then there was like the door, and like just like constantly going about all these things and like trying to make sense of everything.
Aura's a little bit hungry, so that's there's a hiding.
There's a talking pie.
So, what?
There's a
Talking pie got eaten.
That's
Oh.
true.
We can go get a
Parsnip.
new talking pie.
Parsnip.
What's on Haiku's mind today?
Haiku is going to be tinkering, as they usually do. I feel like a
Yeah.
tinker.
A little bit tinker. Is there a particular project that Haiku's working on?
Nothing in particular, although the manor's looking a bit run down.
It's looking
Quite
mega run
frustrating
down.
to look at.
These guys have been living in it just for a little while now, on and off. Whereas you've just arrived, and it is a tip.
It's
Is
even
that something-
more
is
of a tip
that-
now
yeah,
because
now
Atticus
that
isn't here to
Atticus
clean
is
up.
gone. Yeah. When it comes to Haiku and mess, is it more the thing that's bothering Haiku about the manor? Is it the fact that it's all broken, or the fact that it's messy, or both? What is it that's affecting?
Broken. Messy's
Right.
fine. I mean, look
Okay.
at the shell.
That's true. Yeah.
It's an absolute like a dump.
I mean, it might
Broken,
be organized
can't have
chaos. I don't know. Okay. Okay, cool. So, Randall, I mean, I like to think the Haiku is kind of like a bit like Garrus from Mass Effect,
Oh, it needs to calibrate.
calibrating the weapon system or whatever it is. So you've always got something going on that you've got to calibrate with your business. Oro wants to go find some food, and Randall, you're just kind of in your own world at the moment, aren't you? Kind of like
Yeah.
trying to put all the
Maybe
all
just
the,
like
all the threads together.
walking between the rooms that you can get between, just like completely aimlessly, just like thinking and not able to like stop or sit down.
So you gather yourselves all back at the manor, and
What time of day is it?
what was saying about lunchtime now?
Is the moon gone?
Yeah.
Okay, I've wandered back to the manor then.
Okay, so you find yourself it's lunchtime. You find that Evelyn quite quickly gets to just making some lunch for everybody. You kind of get the impression that she's been picking up, but she was picking up how to look after the house with Atticus, and now that Atticus has been deleted from history, perhaps in this kind of in her head she's been looking after the house the entire time. It's hard to determine just how this whole thing works with history being rewritten in people's minds but not in actuality.
Can I make an out of character request?
Yes.
Please don't take Parsnip away.
You noticed that it was Atticus that went, and I was like, who could I get rid of that would be sad? Atticus or no, can't be Parsnip. Not gonna happen, can't be done.
No
Okay.
dogs are harmed in the making of this adventure.
But at the very least, unfortunately, Atticus is gone. But Evelyn does seem to be picking up the jobs around the house. It does seem to be that she's cleaning, and she makes some lunch for you all. She makes some nice baguettes, some lovely baguettes with some ham, some salad, some fresh tomatoes.
Maybe a ham salad.
And there's a little bit of goat's cheese in there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Does Randall also feel that way? Oh, holy shit.
I don't know.
Peter, thank you so much for
Oh, my
gifting
lord.
10 subs. Ow, hi, how you doing? Good to
Holy
see
moly.
you. You're good, I got you.
I'd just block Tom if he harmed Parsnip.
We all just
You were
thought it was
describing
cool.
a sandwich. Yeah, I said it's a baguette. I was describing the contents of the baguette.
Is the baguette warm? Is it a warm baguette?
It is a nice warm baguette. She appears to have got it from the bakery down at the market this morning.
Ooh.
Yum, fresh.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Now I'm hungry.
So you're all kind of grouped up, chilling out. You've got your lunch in front of you. You've had an arduous couple of days. I'm sure Haiku's, still not quite feeling entirely like, at home yet. You've pretty much just arrived. And the world of these guys has been changed quite drastically. What do you guys want to do? What's your plan of action?
I feel like Randall might want to stay put for a little bit, like try and maybe look through some of the rest of the house, because if stuff's being like deleted or like if we need like threads to follow, then maybe there's something here.
Sure. Okay. So I can move you back to the house.
Move me.
So you can have a look at what's available. And this is the first time that Haiku's having a proper opportunity to look around. So let me just bring your vision line up here, so you're not just staring into blankness. So this is what you got. This little logo. Can you see the logo? Is that on the wrong layer? It's on the wrong layer.
I don't see the logo.
Now you can see the logo now.
Can I?
Yeah.
Oh, down there.
Coat of arms kind of thing.
Yeah, that's the Kinshire coat of arms.
Does it look the same?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
that's the one. I've had that on this page since like session number 1, so I'm assuming that's the same one.
No. I mean, like if we see it around the manor,
Yeah,
does
it change?
look the same?
Yeah. It's the
Okay.
same one. Yeah. So this is the manor that you've got here. Down on the right hand side is the entryway. You've got your kitchen over here, down by the barracks area where you guys have been sleeping. There's the library that you have access to, and you've kind of opened it up to also the temple, where you've had some time to reflect if you'd like. It is dedicated to Saloon, and you now have access to. Well, no, I guess you haven't. You haven't got access to the graveyard, but it exists. You can see it through windows. There is a door. It is locked.
Is that this?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was
Okay.
locked, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is what kind of browsing are you doing? Where are you going to do your investigations?
Right. I think Randall will be trying to like get into either upstairs. I think it's upstairs, right through the back, or
there's
into
a bunch
like
of different ways.
the bottom bit, this wing here.
Sorry, 2 seconds.
Maybe asking Haiku, like you tinker with stuff. Have you ever unlocked a door without a key?
I can certainly try.
So we
I'm no thief.
Well, there's a door that we've been unable to get through. I'm not a thief with all of my swag on my back. Yeah, there's a locked door out into the back we've not been able to access.
I would like to walk around the manor with the Z key held down to highlight any clickable items that we missed the last few times.
Yeah, where's the quest arrow pointing on my screen?
It's my favorite thing to do in RPG games is walk around holding down the button that highlights everything, especially in The Witcher and stuff in The Witcher 3, where you just you go into the Witcher site or whatever, and you just look around and you're like, okay, where's all the goodies? Okay, so the lay of the land is thus. You have at the front of the house over here, big old pointy point, a staircase that leads upwards to an area that you currently have access to, which you can actually see. I think I've illuminated for you down here.
Oh.
So you actually do have access to this area. However, the doors up here are once again blocked off by debris because this building has been through some shit. Some shit that, for the most part, people don't seem to remember. I wonder why.
Who knows? I've forgotten.
But you also have this whole area over here. I'm going to try and stop moving you around now. And this whole south wing appears to be damaged through both of these corridors. Access from the kitchen and also from the south on the outside perimeter. You also have some staircases in the temple, which is on the far left, which have also been damaged, but you suspect also lead to the upper level. So do we want to have a little investigation roll from, let's say it's from Haiku, aided by Randall? So investigation, I'm going to give you, you get advantage because of the help, if you'd like. So if you want to roll an investigation check.
Yeah, maybe I'm just like showing you around and pointing these things out as we like go around. Be like, yeah, it's like the door. We haven't been able to unlock it, and like, well, obviously all these boulders are blocking our way.
So I will say, just for the sake of, some of these are boulders. Some of these are boulders that have been placed just to aesthetically symbolize that there is debris here.
Oh, okay.
It's not all boulders.
Well, I don't know. They look like
But
boulders.
no, they
The
do
size of large
100% look
boulders.
like they are the size of large boulders. Yes, so these they're also just like debris. Some of them are boulders. Some of them
Okay.
have literally been wedged into the walls if they've been thrown at the building.
Mhm.
But some of it is just like the ceiling's fallen through or whatever. The investigation of 25. Do you have proficiency in investigation, Haiku?
Yes, I do.
You do. Beautiful. Okay.
Solid.
So with your penchant for fixing things, as well as the time that you've been kind of led through this building by Randall, and kind of having a good look at the structure of the building, you are absolutely certain that it's repairable, that you could get through here given enough time, but you think that it could take a couple of months to do. You could speed up the process if you had help, but you suspect that you'd need a couple of people who were at least proficient with building, whereas you're quite competent when it comes to fiddling with mechanical things. You could probably engineer your way into some like a pulley system or whatever to help move some of the debris out of the way, maybe put it back in the right sort of place, but there's no way that you could make it look good. So
There's a quest board in town, right?
there is, yes.
Can we put quests on it?
Yes, you can.
I put a
You
quest
can.
on it to explore the upstairs and to clear all the boulders and debris.
So if you want to put a quest on there, you have to go to the adventuring group and ask to you have to pay a small fee to put a quest up there. You could absolutely. I mean, you could just look to hire some people. I don't know if that
Yeah,
counts
I
as a
know.
quest, but
I think it's better to hire people with building experience than adventurers, because adventurers are going to take everything that's not
there,
on up
exactly.
there.
Exactly. That was the point I was about to make. You have to think of the implications of hiring adventurers, because when they go up places and they clear it out, they don't just leave all the cool stuff. They take it all.
That is a fair point.
So,
Is there like a mason in the village?
not that you've bumped into, but despite the fact that you've been here for a little while, you haven't done a huge amount of mingling.
And what I have done hasn't gone well, so.
Oh, we'll just ask Atticus. Atticus will know. Wait.
Single tear rolls. Maybe Evelyn would know.
Evelyn might know.
Wait, did she assume all of the memories of Atticus upon departure from this mortal coil? So I'm assuming they're kind of like wandering around and like looking through the place and kind of figuring out like which paths to go through and all that stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think that eventually I probably just started kind of like following around behind them and just like listening to them talk through things.
Okie dokie. What's Oro up to?
I want to be talking to Evelyn and trying to work out what she knows and what I thought that she knew from Atticus being there or not.
Right, okay. So you kind of want to just give her a bit of a interrogation, try and figure out.
A nice interrogation, yeah.
Yeah, I don't mean like getting a lamp and throwing it in her face or whatever. I mean like, just... What did you do with Atticus?
Who are you?
The light spell, like.
Well, what kind of info are you digging for?
I want to ask like, what has she been doing here whilst we've been away?
Right. Okay. So you have a conversation with her, and kind of. Do you want to roll a investigation check?
Yeah. Solid 11.
A solid 11. Okay. So you have a bit of a chat with Evelyn, and essentially it boils down to she's just been living her life. She's very kind of nonchalant about your line of questioning, and she just kind of says, "Well, I've just been here looking after the place." But her conversation with you is all through writing. It appears that she's picked up some common, because you recognise that previously, when most of the conversations you were having before were written in Elven on a piece of paper to Nirali. And then ever since then, it looks like she's been trying to communicate with you in sign language. So it's difficult for you to have a proper conversation with her that is more complicated than just exchanging basic concepts. So she kind of just says that she's kind of been looking after the house, which isn't untrue. If we reflect on her time with Atticus, she probably was looking after the house, which is what Atticus has been doing for God knows how many years. And it appears that that is the extent of her memory.
Okay. Wait, what? I'm confused about what switched with Evelyn.
Right. Okay. So she started off when you first met her. Evelyn was mute.
Yeah.
Right. What transpired was that she had at some point in her past spoken to Thistle and asked to. She was asked at some point in the past. She was blind, but she could speak. So she asked Thistle to swap it around so that she could see, but she couldn't speak.
Yeah.
And it was suggested or implied heavily that the reason that she wanted to be able to swap was that she was a budding young sorceress, and that she was casting spells without the intent to cast spells using her voice, and that she wanted to swap that around. Now, in her memory, as was briefly mentioned last week or week before last, she recalls Nurali helping her out. Her memory is that Nurali and her have been working on controlling her magic. So the information that you've got is that she used to be blind. Now she is no longer blind, but she is mute. And she is a sorceress of some caliber. And she has a close connection with Nurali, at least a one-way connection in this case.
I mean, I feel like Nurali had accidental bonded with her even when she didn't want anything to do with us because she wanted so desperately to help her. So, there's a whole slew of memories that Nurali doesn't have, but Nurali feels close to her.
Okay.
Or that she's important to her.
Does that clear it up?
Oh, I thought that it got swapped back around again.
Yeah, so she wanted to switch it back before you left. When you left Thistle, she had it swapped back.
So she can see now, but not speak.
Yeah. I can understand. I know where your confusion is. Okay, she switched it. She directed you to Thistle and asked to switch it so that she could properly communicate with you, because for some reason you guys can't speak sign language, which was baffling to her.
Yeah. No, I get it now. It was just confused.
Okay.
I was like, wait, is she blind now? Is she not?
No.
What's happening?
So she's back. She's mute, but she can see now. Which was a whole other level of confusing. You're welcome.
Confusion bomb.
But we're all okay now. So she has memories of all of you guys being able to speak in sign language. So she's very confused by the fact that you can't. she also has memories of being, tutored in some way by Neurali, which Neurali no longer has recollection of. She spends a little bit of time, if you're willing, to try and teach you some of the sign language.
That's what I was about to say.
She's been teaching, yeah. So you pick up some very basic stuff, just like, hello, goodbye, baguette.
Excellent.
The most important words. And 1 beer, please.
While I'm following around Haiku and Randall, there's going to be a point where, like, as they're discussing things and stuff, I'm going to, there'll be like a lull in what they're talking about, and I'm just going to suggest, do you think maybe another way that we could help keep Caspian from fading from memory is to restore the mansion?
Yes. That sounds like a good idea. Maybe we'll find some things upstairs or in the other rooms.
Mm-hmm. And if this was going to be away for a while, then maybe this is the best thing that we can do.
Mm-hmm. We'll have to go into town and find some tradespeople. Maybe ask for some good reviews. Look on tradespeople.com.
Okay. So you guys complete your inspection of the building, and Haiku is of the opinion that it will take a little while to repair, possibly 2 months' time. If you've got very little help, less than that if you've got a decent amount of help. This is with his understanding of engineering, but maybe not necessarily hands-on experience with with architecture and the construction thereof. But he's factoring the fact that he's got you guys to help and a giant bat. So what else do you guys want to achieve?
So it's funny that we were doing this pretty much similar thing, except actually getting to the restoration part almost exactly a year ago, because Neurali got to go in and get her present. And I think at that time, it's been a year, but I think that since her like ritually type of stuff she does always involves like making a reflection of the moon, she is like commonly pouring like water into bowls and vessels and things like that. Didn't I leave one in there?
You did, yeah.
Okay, I want to go look at it and see if if it's just a bowl of water, if the water's evaporated. I don't know how long it's been in game, a couple weeks, I think, or something. Like,
definitely long enough for the water to have evaporated, yes.
Just
we need to drag out time a little bit when it comes to these really long weeks and weeks pass for us, but for our characters, such little time seems to have advanced. Factor in our days spent in inns, maybe multiply those by 4 or something. let's just drag these out a little bit.
Weeks are lost when the party enter an inn.
Yeah. You went to Walloon. You did some touristy stuff. You checked out the tower. It was pretty cool.
We went to the zoo.
And there are like days traveling that happen in game that you don't think about. So like it took us 4 days just to get to the circus thing and back, and that was just kind of like skipped over for the most part because.
I also think that the length of years in in Faerun and the magical world maybe not quite the same as 365 days. We can give ourselves a bit of a break.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Regardless, anyway. So. Yes, no, the water has gone. It appears as if the water has kind of evaporated and left like some kind of salt residue, which you would expect from kind of just very small nutritional deposits or whatever from whatever water you had. I can't recall where exactly you found this water from, but it looks a little bit it's very, very vague. And it's absolutely not like you've got seawater and dried it up. But it does look as if there's a very vague shape of a crescent moon.
I'm just gonna scoop that little bit of like mineral deposit up and put it in like a little pouch and keep it.
That's very cute. We've got some Adam knowledge to be dropped in chat here. Also, I haven't looked at chat. The last couple of games we've had, I've been so neglectful of chat. I'm really sorry. Hi, everyone.
I actually knew that about the 310 days. That was one of the few things I knew about time telling in Faerun.
A week is 10 days and a month is 3 days.
So a month is 30.
Oh my god.
Does that mean that there aren't 360 degrees in a circle?
Do they also have the same months? I feel like I should know that. Bring out the knowledge, Adam. Flex on us.
What's pi in Faerun?
Very.
Hi Forbes, how you doing? They do have months. 3.5 months. Oh.
Oh, is that pi?
That's
3.5.
pi. That's pi.
Yeah.
What a weird
Yeah.
place.
Is that greatly upsetting to you, Jack?
Deeply. The haiku as well.
Oh yeah, of course. Okay, so right, for our party members, for each of you, what is it that you would like to achieve in the immediate future, or what plans do you have for, maybe not the immediate, but the nearish future?
If we're going to be here for a while, then I would familiarize myself with the little temple area really well and determine what I think is needed, and also generally contribute to restoring the manor as much as we can accomplish. But then I want to spend a lot of time weaving too, because I'm a weaver, and I want to make some tapestries and finish Parsnip's little sweater and all that stuff.
Okey-dokey. Are there any particular tapestries that you'd like to make?
So I'm thinking a dark blue background that will have a silvery white crescent moon at the top, and then it's going to have stars on the bottom, and I'm thinking 7 stars total that will form the shape of a shield.
Very nice. Since that shield spell has helped you so much in the, in the recent
Well, I was
past.
thinking there's 4 of us, and then there's Atticus, Parsnip, and Evelyn. And so we're the 7 points of the shield protecting the memory.
Right. What about Nugget? Do you not include Nugget in your calculations?
Nugget is the center of our world.
I thought you were asking Ginny what Nugget's doing, and so I was just
no. I'm like
listening and waiting.
Is one of them is our pets?
I guess I always see Nugget and Oro as halves of a whole. So the little star that's supposed to be for Oro is a dual star.
Oh,
It's a binary star.
Is it at the point of the shield?
Yeah.
I feel like that was the most symmetrical place for it to be.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Okay. Right. I also really love the idea of it being just you're doing this really wonderful, properly themed, you've got the moon, you've got these stars shaped as a shield, but then you forget about about Nugget. So the bottom is just a bat.
Just the words a bat.
A bat holding the shield.
You just you have to go somehow work it back on, get some paint and just draw it on. It just doesn't match at all. Oh god, I'm sorry. Fuck.
Can the shield be a shape of a bat? Well, I think a bat would be a cool
It's
shield
the
shape.
bat signal.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Okay, cool. What does Haiku want to do in the immediate and kind of nearish future, plan wise?
The main focus is the restoration. Well, just getting to upstairs. I think
Right.
that's the
Okie dokie. So kind of heading up the construction / reconstruction of the house.
Yeah. I think IQ's the most experienced person to be doing that. Really.
Sure. Anything else?
trying to put together some kind of translator for sign language
Right. Okay.
to help with Evelyn.
What do you think the shape of that would come out? Like, what kind of mechanisms would that have that helps translate?
I imagine it to be an extension of the gauntlet, and it twists and contorts IQ's fingers into the shapes it needs to be.
Oh, okay. So you've got like not a prosthetic, but like an exosuit sort of thing for your hands that contorts your fingers to properly like do sign language for you.
Yeah, it's not a pleasant experience.
I like that. That's a cool idea. That's a really cool idea. Okay, I like that a lot. Do you have inspiration? You should get inspiration for that if you don't already have that.
I've already
That's a cool
got
idea.
inspiration.
Well, it goes to waste then. What a shame.
Oh.
God damn it.
I'm sure he knows who has and who doesn't have it, and he's like
Water off a
dishes
duck's
it out to
back.
people who have it.
The same person that has it.
What a shame. Oh no. Cool idea though. I like that a lot. Okay, so let's say, we'll move on. How about Randall? What does Randall want to do?
So in my head, a lot of people aren't able to read and write, or necessarily write for themselves.
Mhm.
So maybe one of the things that like the monastery does when they're like out traveling is they'll do writing for people. So if they want like a will or a deed or like a contract written between people, like they'll find someone like Randall to do it. So maybe like just kind of do some little busy work like that around town, doing little bits of writing work for people.
I like that a lot.
Not necessarily like charging for it, but
Sure. Okay, cool.
and then
cool.
the other thing he'd be doing would be so like a lot of his notes are all like quickly like scrolled down notes, and then be like taking those and compiling them and writing them out in like a more proper like form that was more like you would find in a book rather than a notebook.
Right. Okay, cool. Like proper typography kind of feel. Or calligraphy.
Fancy letters at the beginning of
Yeah.
each page and stuff.
Oh, fancy
Wow.
letters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Big fancy letter.
Just one really big fancy letter.
Got some illuminated manuscript stuff going on.
Oh, okay then. Okay. Okay. Cool. I like that a lot. How about Oro? What does Oro want to do?
I have a small list that I've created in the time. I want to actually learn the sign language, like for realsies, like everything.
Not
I
cheating.
would
Oh,
also-
like not like just like small, like a little bit.
like
You want to learn the
actually-
whole, actually legit learn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also teach that Nugget. I want Nugget to learn the sign language too, if possible. There might be a time where Nugget needs to know the sign language. I want to try and lockpick the doors, the outside doors.
Sure.
Over the time. Oops. And I have a tarot deck that my adoptive mum gave me, and I want to learn that. So learn that a bit more, practice with those.
Sure.
I want to write some 18+ books, just in the downtime in the evenings when I've got
Some
the energy.
fanfics.
Yeah. And if I assume I see Randall updating his diary, and that will make Oro remember that she hasn't written in hers for ages, and she should probably do that and update it. So she'll update her diary.
Okay, cool. Okay, so let's go with our list. Right. So when it comes to things like learning languages, often they come with like feats or when you level up and that kind of stuff. So there is a small limitation that I need to be realistic about with giving you a shit ton of skills that you just get. However, you do know Thieves' Cant. And I think that there would be some functional similarities.
I also need to get the leather armor for Nugget. Forgot. Thank you, Gallic.
You do need to get the leather armor. Okay, so I think that's totally fine. I think that you could absolutely learn the entirety of the sign language. I think that in order for you to teach it to Nugget, you're going to have to roll me an animal handling check, or take 10. What's your animal handling?
5.
Okay, so we'll roll that at a 15 then. Unless you want to roll to see if you can get above that.
If I roll it, will it take away my 10? Could
Nope.
I fall back? Let's do it.
You will never go. You will not go lower than that.
Oh.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Exit.
So, in which case, you managed to teach a lot of the core concepts, the easy stuff, to Nugget. Nugget's not very bright.
What do you mean?
So,
My boy. He's so smart.
so learning a
White,
language
bright white,
is not
smallest
really.
radiant.
It's not really in his wheelhouse, but he can understand very basic
Yeah, the concept.
language. Yeah, can't do it because he's a bat, but he can understand you doing it. So make sure you can write those things down on your character sheet if you'd like.
Okay.
So whilst everyone else maybe will require your assistance in getting better at it, you have now kind of mastered it.
Okay. Sick.
Okay.
I would have liked to have been at those lessons too, because I feel like since she thinks I taught it to her, I probably should know. I just forgot to mention that
Sure.
when I was thinking about my other stuff.
Okay. I think when it comes to Nugs won't be attending the same classes as the other bats. Homeschooling here is very different what we've got.
My boy's very smart.
So what we've got is we now have Haiku has developed something to help learn, which is it's a bit of a crutch, where you've basically been like you've programmed specific things into your like exoskeleton for your hand that's helping you to gesture properly. Into like you've got like I know this word is this, and then your hand will just go like and do like the right thing. I'd like to reflect that the sign language in this instance is not British Sign Language or American Sign Language. It's Faerun Sign Language. But even then, it's something that has been cobbled together by Atticus and by Evelyn. So it's not perfect. It's not an expansive language. But the core concept, everyone's pretty much got down, and being able to speak relatively, clearly, and everyone understands it. Whereas Haiku has the equivalent of the mime staff. So whenever Haiku does any sign language, you exactly know what they're trying to say. You also wanted to write some erotica.
Yeah.
What do we roll for that? How do we determine how good the erotica
Erotica
is?
check.
Performance check.
Uh,
We can take 10 if you'd like, because you're writing it over nearly. So
Or
Katie, what
nature.
face is that?
Nature check. It's all
Alright.
natural. Probably. It might not be. It depends what you're writing, really. But
Roll 69.
Yeah, we could
Yeah,
do
roll
that.
a
Let's roll
D100.
this.
Yeah,
how
roll-
close to 69 can you
Yeah,
roll?
roll a
D100?
D100, and the closer to 69 you are, the better. Oh,
Can we submit this as an official erotica check?
this is now the official, for us at least, the official erotica check to see how good the book is. And you have to roll a D100, and the closer to 69 it is, the better.
If you get to take a 10 on a D20, can you take a 50 on the D100?
Not in this particular instance, but that's a very good point. Okay. You think it's great. Do you share your writings with anybody?
No.
No. Oh, so it's a very private.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's fine then. It can be as shit as you like.
You can actually roll a D69.
Yeah, of course you can.
I mean, it's probably not a valid dice, but you can roll.
You could roll a D1. You could roll a D1000. Okay. You could roll a D6969. So you're happy with it. You're happy with your work of art.
Excellent.
No one else sees it.
No one else knows.
No.
Nope.
And everyone else knows that you're writing, but they don't know what it is you're writing.
Yeah. They know I go to the
Yeah.
library at night time, and everyone just is like, "Oh, it's a normal thing for Aura to do." Is
Yeah. Do you slip it onto one of the shelves in the library?
Yeah. Yeah. No one ever looks up here. It's fine. That's it.
Okay, cool. So you'd also like to get this leather armor made.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So there's actually some stats for this somewhere. You will be making barding, which is in the player's hand guide, I think, handbook. Nugget definitely sneaks peeks and has little blushes.
Nugget's stupid. He can't read. What do you mean?
Okay,
He can just know
barding.
sign language. That's all he knows.
Okay, so barding is 4 times the cost of whatever armor it would have been, and double the
I see.
weight.
Heavy.
So you wanted to make studded leather.
Yeah.
Right. However, we'll cut off some of the cost because you have some of the material.
Hmm.
So I think it's rather than 4 times the cost, it's going to be 2 times the cost.
Okay.
So we're going to go to armor. We're going to look at studded armor, studded leather.
Yeah.
So which that is a armor class of 12 plus dexterity modifier. Does that help Nugget at all?
Yeah. Wait, 12 plus dex.
So
no.
what's Nugget's armor class to begin with?
It's 15 right now, so it's it would be the same.
Oh, it'd be the
12
same.
plus
Okay.
dex, yeah.
Okay. Well, we can have that regardless, and we can because you can always use some magic to improve it at some point. So Nugget having armor isn't a bad thing just because it's functionally the same as their natural armor class.
I mainly did it so he looked cool. So it's
Yes, that's also. I thought that might be the case. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's 90 gold pieces is how much it's going to cost. Okay. Rather than multiplying that by 4 because you've got a lot of the material yourself. Oh, we've got a wait. We've got a wait in chat.
Wait, okay.
Well, now we sit here in silence.
Yeah, we'll just. The ranger auto adds their proficiency bonus to armor, so it would be 15 plus the ranger proficiency. Wait, is this the UA? You're using the UA as a proficiency bonus. Oh, be 15 plus the ranger proficiency. Oh shit. Okay, so you're getting an armor class buff for Nugget.
Because Nugget was not tanky enough.
Oh no.
Okay. In which case, how does this guy know all the rules and the UA rules?
He's got so much knowledge.
He's got so much in his brain.
True
So much
profesh.
brain.
True profesh.
Too many neurons.
Too many neurons.
Too many neurons. They're just firing all the time.
Okay. And your proficiency bonus is 3. So that's 18 armor class for Nugget.
Oh shit. Okay.
I'm just gonna plop that in there.
Way stronger than me.
Way tanky. Way tanky.
Tanky boy.
I can't remember what I ate for breakfast, so it's fine.
Was that because you didn't eat anything for breakfast, though?
Just eat some knowledge for breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
No.
All of those neurons
So
dedicated
you
to
just eat the
D&D.
D&D books. That's the only way you can ever.
That's why the D&D knowledge is so good.
Yeah. You are what you eat. So
That's
if you eat the
relatable,
D&D books-
honestly, but my brain is like 95% song lyrics, and that's why nothing else sticks in there anymore. It's just,
Feel that.
it's crowded.
Hi Evan, how's it
Hi,
going?
Evan.
Hello.
The armor makes him look kick-ass. We do need to now see what
It must happen.
Nugget looks like with studded leather armor. That's awesome.
True.
Okay, right. Moving on. You guys are you trying to find local contractors to help you with this house
Uh-huh.
work?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you tell me, well, how do you want to do this? Because you're going to have to pay for their help,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's also going to have to require some materials.
Are the boulders good material?
No. And again, it's
They're the finest boulder.
again, some of it's debris, not all boulders. So some of it is just straight up ruined, unusable. However, we do have someone who has the mending spell. As two someones with the mending spell. So I thought I was like Jenny being like, "Hello, I also have the mending spell."
And I think
Bye.
isn't the what's the stuff that goes between the stones in masonry?
Mortar.
Mortar. Isn't mortar just made up of ground up the same type of rocks you're building with, and then some other stuff? So then the debris could be reused into the mortar.
Sometimes.
Okay.
But-
I read a book once where building in was like a big deal. It was like building cathedrals specific. It was the Pillars of the Earth. And so they talked a lot about masonry stuff. And so I'm like, I actually think I know this from like old tactics, not like modern, obviously.
Okay. Okay.
My homunculus can also cast bending.
Can also what? Sorry.
Cast bending if it wants.
Oh my
If
god.
I want it.
Okay, so
it doesn't
we have
get a choice.
Oops, sorry.
Is this
So
your
we have-
floaty fish boy?
Yes.
I love it. I love it so much.
So we don't need to hire anyone. Just spend the next 6 years casting mending one brick at a time. Be fine.
So
it takes
the mending
a minute
spell,
to repair 1 square foot.
yeah, and it's like 1 rip or tear or something. Like it's so specific. But you can hire some help. So how much do you as a party want to spend on hiring help? We can do this either one or two ways. Either you can tell me how many people you want to, like what your time frame is, and I'll tell you how much it's going to cost. Or you can say, I'm going to hire this. This is how much I'm willing to spend, and I'll tell you how much it's going to cost.
But if we tell you how much we're willing to spend, it will just cost that much because that's how all trade works.
Wait,
Well, yeah, but I'm telling you how long it's going to take if you tell me how much you're going to spend.
how much money did we get? Because I feel like I must not have written it down because my character sheet says I only have 71 gold.
Oh yeah, we got a shit ton of money, didn't we?
Oh, I think I wrote it down separately because it was all just one big thing.
Yeah, we
I was
haven't
like,
dealt
this
with
isn't
that yet.
right.
Listen, if you don't write it down,
I had 220
it doesn't
gold.
go in your inventory because
I
I
have
know you picked up
126
like
gold.
1,000 gold.
1.5k gold pieces.
Okay. So we got money to burn.
Yeah.
Go back.
This isn't my money, so I can't really say anything about it.
No, this is before your time.
You weren't here, so you don't
Ow.
get involved.
Well, I'm happy to spend all of that money on renovating the mansion.
Yeah, I mean, like paying
You're the homeowner.
fair market value. But yeah, but if we'll all get to stay here, I'm fine with that too. I don't think it would take all of it. Depends on how long it would take the repairs, I guess, right? I would
I
want
feel
to
like
pay like fair market wages.
Yeah.
So however much of it takes to pay them until it's finished.
Okay. What I'm saying is that you could pay a lot of people and get it done in a month, or you could pay fewer people and get it done in 2 months.
Well, you're gonna have to show me a graph where the crossover point of people and money and time is, so that I know what point to pick at. Like,
Yeah, I didn't think this through, did I? Should
How long is winter in
Should have
Faerun?
Yeah.
reflected. Well, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying that you guys, if you're going to take some time off, you can take some downtime. I would
Mhm.
recommend that you take about 2 months to
Okay.
skip the winter months. But depending on how much time you got left over is how much time you'll have had to properly explore the house and whatever.
I don't think it's like if we're paying everyone fair market wages, then it's not going to cost any more or less to get it done faster or slower. It's going to cost the same amount.
You can't pay 9 people to be
Nope.
pregnant for 1 month to speed up a baby.
Very good point.
They just
Oh
pass
my
it from
goodness.
one to the other.
We're just doing it in person hours is what it is.
Yeah. I guess
Uh,
I'd want it to be done more quickly, but like as long as that's not going to cost more than it would like
let's just say you found the middle point, the
Okay.
the perfect medium, and I, when I was concocting this scenario, I was like, well, what maybe one person will be like, I don't want to spend a penny over 50 gold pieces, and one person will be like, I'll spend £1 billion, and we'll be
you
like,
know
haha,
all of
deal
us
with this.
very well, and you thought one of us was going to be like, I don't want to spend the money
No,
on
no,
that.
no, that was just a hypothetical. I was just like,
Gotcha.
this is something that could happen. Realistically, I should have expected that you would be like, I'll just pay whatever's necessary.
the main problem is I don't know what like the value of things in Faerun just
think
seems to
it's-
massively like.
A
It
skilled
does. It does.
artisan
When it
makes
comes to like,
2 gold a week, right? A skilled artisan does. So
well, but then also reflect on the price of the boats I was telling you about the other day when we were talking about buying a
Right.
boat. Like that shit is expensive. So
It's like- A few silver pieces is a lot of money to like most people in Faerun.
What?
And then
Well,
was
a
like-
few silver pieces is a lot of money to very poor people. And not everybody in
Adventurers have
Faerun is...
no concept of the socioeconomic status of things
Right.
because we die, but we're
Adventurers
rich.
are the
like-
1%, basically.
Well,
Have we
also
factored
got-
in haggling? to get out?
Well, that's one of the things, as I was going to say, is that these people are going to try to be like, oh, you guys have a manor, I can charge you more, kind of deal. But anyway, should we skip over this hypothetical
No,
money
let's
situation?
I want to get deep into the socioeconomics of this area, please.
Everyone knows that adventurers get upcharged for everything. Exactly. You've raided somewhere. You've got 1,000. You got over 1,500 gold.
Well,
That's
you don't go
plenty.
into a negotiation and go, I just got 1,400 gold, and I want you to come and do some work for me in my massive manor up on that hill over there.
Yeah, that's a really bad idea.
That's true. You're like, I'd like you to do some work for me on this massive manor, and they're like, "Wow, you look like you have a manor. You must have a lot of money." Then they
But
get
the
here,
thing
and
is,
it's
none of
like,
us
"Oh
look
my
like we
God,
have money."
It looks like shit up here. This is a terrible manor. Oh, you are in dire need of some help. I'll do it for free.
It's a good idea to have them meet us at the manor for negotiation talks so they don't think we have a lot of money.
But then they'll also see how much work we're asking them to do. That's the
Yeah.
downside.
But that's good, no. That's good for a mason. That means they get to eat all winter.
It's true. Well, and for every other winter for the rest of their lives.
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
Okay. I was playing in a game of D&D the other day, and I've got this character who's a robot who's obsessed with cute things, and in particular they are fixated on owlbear, just cobblings and stuff. You know what, coblets, whatever. They're adorable. His name is Seclankers.
Seclinkers.
And Seclankers wandered into someone's house, and it was an old lady who was making stuff, and it was like doilies and stuff everywhere, and noted that there was a small owlbear figurine, and Seclankers was like, I'm going to buy the shit out of that. And he was like, how much for this? And the old lady was like, oh, you can just take it for free. And he was like, no, and just put like 5 gold on the side. And everyone else I was playing the game with was like, oh my God, there's so much money. Oh, 5 gold. Oh my God. And I'm like, my character's got like 70 gold on them right now. We're going to go into a dungeon soon. I'm sure we'll find like 200 gold in there. Like, it only goes up here from like nobody cares about money in D&D. Like, this is not the fun part.
Yeah.
Realistically, money exists in D&D for us to put some limitation on what you can own, right? That's essentially it, right? It's like you aren't high enough
It's more
level
like a
to own a
time bound
boat
on
yet.
what you can own.
Well, yeah, like eventually you'll have enough resources to purchase a boat, but right now you're too low level, so fuck you. Oh my goodness.
I think actually what happens is adventurers drive up the price of everything so that no one else can afford it.
Yeah, adventures
everyone's
ruin
catering.
the local economy.
Everyone caters to the adventurer market so they can make the big bucks, and then everyone else is priced out.
But additionally, I like to think that you've got to also factor in the fact that there'll be different currencies and stuff. We're talking about gold pieces, but gold pieces from Cormier might not necessarily be accepted in, Kalimshan or whatever. How about buying a pedalo? Very expensive, Evan. Owlbears are monstrous beasts that are invasive species and need to be erased. Jenny, could you do me a favor and bring up a picture of an owlbear on stream? just Google owlbear.
Yeah.
And we can all rate. And this is exactly what Sir Clankers was doing in
10
my
out of
D&D
10.
game. I was rating owlbears on their cuteness and asking NPCs to rate the cuteness, right? So if you could get an owlbear and just everyone rates how cute an owlbear is.
There is an owlbear on
And we
the
can
screen.
just
We're just looking
we
at
can just
this.
put Evan, not Evan, put Adam in the bin.
Poor Evan.
Poor Evan. Evan's just chilling out like, no.
Collateral.
Collateral, who also said that they're cute. So you're okay, Evan. Don't worry, I love you. I'm sorry. They are manufactured by Run Amok Magic and are going to overwhelm the local ecology. Listen, that's not the question, is it, Adam?
news.
The question is how cute are they?
Was that a plushie? There was definitely a plushie.
Possibly. So many that I'm looking at.
That one
Why
does
is
look
that one
particularly
so
angry.
ripped? Like, Furry drew that one.
That is my owl character. That's the one that's drawn by Alicia Hannigan
Oh.
for whatchamacallit? Humblewood.
Humblewood.
Yeah. That's what I based my character off of. Evan's Humblewood game that we played. Except mine was a big bulky one rather than a tiny little babby one.
But it had a small
Very
head.
cute. And wasn't a bear.
I was.
But anyway.
Yeah.
Work out owlbear is swole. Well, I'm glad that we're all against Adam here.
I just got to a picture of an owlbear, and the title of the webpage is "Owlbears are the worst." A thread dedicated to owlbears.
Okay, maybe not everyone is against Adam.
You sure Adam didn't start that thread?
Yeah, but maybe.
We just like literally went and created that website while we were searching, so it would come up in the search results.
This small shenanigans break brought to you by Adam in the bin.
Adam in the Bin sounds like a band name.
I like it a lot. Okay, since money doesn't mean anything and talking about gold is stupid, let's say it costs you 500, no, fuck you, 700 gold pieces
What the fuck?
is how much it costs.
What, we got like 300 people working here.
Well, it's the materials, and you want it to look shit.
Honestly,
It
I
has to
think
ma- it has to
700 gold's
match.
probably good because
Yeah, it's probably insanely good. It also has to match the rest of the, the house. Otherwise,
Sorry,
what do you
my
want?
opinion's tainted on it because you went, "Fuck you."
There is also that.
that is
I was
less
like-
than half. We still have 8k after that.
What? You have 8k?
Yeah, we got 800.
800. I was like, my God, where did that come from? I'm
Yeah,
suddenly,
that was the
I'm
other
suddenly
one in the background.
charging you again. You're now
Yeah.
being charged 6,000 gold.
No. I said it wrong. My brain broke. Okay, leave me alone.
Did they get a house? They've had this house since episode 1.
Where
Evan.
were you?
There, yeah.
They inherited this
Monopoly.
house. They inherited this house. We're fixing it up,
I
and
mean,
I'm
Randall
upcharging.
inherited, and the rest
Ooh.
stay rent free. Kidding.
Well, we did
Yeah,
just
after you've
donate
just
our
spent
portion
all
to
of the
this,
party
yeah.
money on fixing it up, I wouldn't
yeah.
recommend. Now it's not the
Definitely.
best time to start talking about who owns the house
Yeah,
and rent payments.
I know.
This is where there is a library with a whole section of spicy books. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, this is the spicy book house.
Spice
That's
library.
that's where that's how people
Library.
know it.
Could I have tried to learn a bit about masonry while we were doing this?
Not enough to get a skill in it, but enough to write it down on your character sheet.
Ooh.
Write what down on my character sheet?
Basic understanding of masonry.
I know bricks. Alternative titles.
You're getting, not quite so much, formal education as much as being around people who are doing work.
But I
And
wanted to help them.
well, they don't want to teach at the same time as doing.
Okay.
Um,
So this is what I can learn while
Yeah.
watching.
Yeah. Well, also, you're getting a little bit hands-on, so you're getting some experience. It's just not formal education, and it's not enough to gain a skill in it. Because I want to be able to give you stuff that you can do and gain from your downtime, but I don't want to just straight up be like, here, add skills to your character sheet for because I decided that now is a good time for us to have 2 months off. But if you since having spoken have thought of things that you'd quite like for your character to be doing, it's 2 months. It's a decent amount of time. You've hired people to help build the house, so you don't have to do all of it yourself. You're helping and directing a little bit, but for the most part, if there's anything else that you'd like to have tried to accomplish, like writing erotica, like our friend Oro over here.
I'm gonna
Let
come up
it
with a
be
plot
known.
for that book, by the way.
Are you actually?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
In my downtime.
And a synopsis.
Short synopsis. Yeah.
This is where the tax collector shows up to repossess the house that hasn't paid taxes in recent memory. all of the no one remembers that the house exists anymore, so we're okay.
Great.
We're fine.
Is there are there any stained glass windows in the temple?
Yes,
Okay. Do they need to be fixed up, or are they good?
they seem to be fine.
Okay.
They're actually relatively untouched,
Okay.
which is
I would-
impressive
I would-
considering the rest of the house is, debris.
Yeah. I would like to generally like make that place look nice. I think that's where my attention would be focused after like I think that's where I gleaned a little bit about like what I could pick up from the masonry, because while they're in there, I'm in there like weaving the tapestries and like watching them work and listening to them talk and like watching them
Sure.
do things kind of thing.
Mhm.
And I looked it up. It said that this is real life skill, so I take this as you will. A skilled person could make a square meter like working every day per month. So I could theoretically have made 2 square meters worth of tapestries.
Sure.
And so I was thinking like 1 foot by 3 foot segments with the picture on it, and like 2 in the
Did you just change from meters to feet?
yeah, well, a meter is 3, it's okay, a square yard. A little bit more than a square yard.
Okay, so you want to have made a multiple.
Yeah, because centimeters don't make sense in my mind. I don't know how wide I would want it to be in centimeters, but
That's
I know
fine.
about
No, that's
foot,
fine.
like-
I'm just messing with you. It's okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But so I would want 2, like 3 feet long and 1 foot wide, like panels with that picture on it, like in the temple, and then 2 on either side of the door leading into the temple. So
Sure.
I wouldn't be working on just that the whole time. That's what I would make for that, and then like the sweater for Parsnip and other things to spruce the place up.
Okay, cool. No worries. We've also got it as there are downtime rules in Xanathar's Guide. Damn it, I knew there was a book I meant to read for this. Wonder if the contractors belong to the Thieves Guild. Hint, hint. You suddenly find yourself like another 700 gold down. Unfortunate. Switching from meters to feet is the most American thing. Also, the Brit who has 3 different weight systems can't yell us too much. Oh, don't worry. I look at my pinned tweet. We're fine. We're okay. Anyway, so we have anything else that we want to add to our downtime?
It's hard to think of everything I might
That's
want
fine.
to do right now, but
So what
I
I was going to
think-
say is that we can it's 2 months is a long time, and the lighting on my camera is fucked. Jesus. If you come up with anything, or you want to have any interactions with your fellow players, etc., or want to talk about anything specific that we haven't had a chance to do, so you can put it in the RP channel on the Discord. Just throw whatever it is in there. Same goes for if you want to have any conversations with Evelyn or any of the townsfolk. That'll go fine over there. Okay.
Are
Whew.
the
Oh, wait, duh,
ballistas
go
actual
ahead.
ballistas?
They are, yes.
Or are they just okay? Could I give them a tuning?
You absolutely. You're going to
No,
calibrate those.
you
what
may
about it?
only calibrate them.
and I want
yes.
to help Evelyn with her magic. Duh, I knew there was something I was forgetting.
Okay. Could you actually? We'll take because you're taking such a long time to try and calibrate these. I'm not going to take any skill checks from you. I'm just going to take that as success. You have absolutely fixed the ballistas you got here. 100%. They were broken. One of them was working. One of them was absolutely broken. And they've got these kind of like they've got quite a large amount of ammunition that's remaining with them as well. Your time with Evelyn is productive. You get her to this kind of stage of like level 0 sorcerer, which is someone who is capable of kind of controlling their innate magical abilities. You okay over there? You're right.
I was like, I accidentally ripped my headphone out as you were like, you get her about level 0 sorcerer, and then I was like moving my hair and I ripped my headphone out, so I didn't do anything. You said after that, and I was like, of course, in this moment.
Sure. So you get her to about level 0 sorcerer, which is, in my mind, someone who is capable of controlling their innate magical impulses. The fact that she cannot, at the moment, speak is a quite significant impairment. but only in the kind of magic that you usually perform. Magic in Faerun and D&D is a lot more than what we see from Player's Handbook, Xanthar's Guide, whatever. We have all these lists and lists and lists of how magic work. The reality of it is that that's the tip of the iceberg. That's just whatever's been written down. There are many, many, many other different forms of magic, many other different spells that not all of them require the same kind of input that you guys use. You guys have got more of a formal training or whatever in a particular kind. And it may be that Evelyn finds ways to cast spells that require a verbal component without a verbal component. She uses something else.
Could I suss out anything about the source of her sorcerer origins? Like, I've told that the reason why this happens is because of whatever history, blah, blah, blah. It's innate.
Sure.
And I know that sorcerers have innate magic, and it comes from different places. So is it wild magic? Is there anything I can figure out by asking her what typically happens?
So just from your time kind of studying a little bit with her, you get the feeling that there is some kind of wild magic that's associated with it, which is most likely why her innate sorcerer abilities were coming out when she didn't want them to.
And why she would be take this away.
Yes, which is why she tried to get rid of it. You do help her significantly over your time, but she doesn't become a high-level spellcaster. But she is at a stage where she can live her life without the anxieties that she had before, which may have been specific to her. But in this particular instance, you were able to help remove that from her, the forefront of her mind when it comes to practicing. Any whomst. No more sneezing and casting spells. Are we still talking about weights and measurements? Stone pounds and ounces make 0 sense compared to kilograms. 14th century England exportation of raw wool to Florence necessitated a fixed standard. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. What has our chat turned into? Anyway, enough of that. Right. So time passes. And you manage to successfully weather the storm of winter and the reconstruction of the large portion of this building. What I'm going to do is start deleting boulders and giving you access to the rest of the building. The building itself is the map that I have is filled with holes because it's supposed to be a demolished manor. So you're going to have to fill those in with your mind.
But they are really filled in. That's not what the Masons are telling us, right?
Yeah, they are.
Fill them in with your mind.
Tom, we can talk what we like in chat. You don't control this world of chat. I'm so tempted to ban you right now. But so you have a lot more access to the rest of the building. I'm going to describe some of the areas for you. And I'll probably describe them, then reveal them. Because if I do it all at once, it's going to be a little bit overwhelming. Okay? So, to begin with, the area to the south, we have...
Whoa.
A training area.
Swimming pool? Oh.
It's a swimming pool.
But it had steps down into it.
I wish it was simple. Damn it.
It's filled with dirt and sand.
Oh.
Boxing ring.
And it looks like this room, the rooms are lined with kind of wooden swords and shields, as well as some kind of blunted, staves and stuff like that look like they've been used to train some kind of, or to just prep particular skills when it comes to fighting. You can also see that there are some staircases up here, and some seating to observe. I want to play sad face. I will just watch it instead, I guess. Hello, Andrew McAllister. Welcome to the wonderful world of viewing D&D. It's Adam from the bin. I love that so much. There's a lot of talk coming from the bin.
That was really good, yeah.
That's funny.
Coming from the bin.
Don't be fooled by the lies that he's spinning. He's still Adam from the bin. Get out of here. Get out of here. Right, okay. So we're going to continue revealing parts of the map. We are now moving upper floor. We have, if you scroll down, a bunch of more bedrooms. Good grammar. And then we're going to reveal this little bit over here. This is a wonderful, this is above the temple. We have a nice art hall here. Here is a place that is specifically for busts, it appears.
Titties?
Because
it's the bust hall.
Titties?
Titty.
Titties?
It's the titty tunnel.
Like that a lot. Okay, I'm going to reveal this bit down here. I'm doing this in a really awkward way. I apologize, but it's happening and it's too late. Here we have the area just above the dojo, which is also used as an observation deck for the training area. Where is the polygon? There we go. It's polygon. Here we go. Let's go for polygons.
Polygons.
In this particular room over here, we have, this is a memorial hall. In here are many plaques, all of which still have their names on and are legible. Exclamation mark.
Read them all and write them all down.
What an excellent jingle for Randall.
That's basically Randall's life.
So what you get from reading the transcript, transcribing the plaques in here, is that each of the individuals who are named on here were in some way affiliated with the Purple Dragon Knights. In this room, it is very slightly askew on the old thing here. You can see that there is a magical circle. Comforting, yeah. In this particular room, would anyone like to do any kind of arcana check, maybe, to see if you can figure out what this magic circle is associated with? Maybe one of our spellcasters?
We've determined that Haiku is the one that's really good at arcana, right?
Yeah, I'll do one.
I will help you so that you can...
Do you have proficiency?
Yeah.
Okay, so remember to tell me that you've got proficiency and stuff so I can give you extra info. But if you're being helped by Nurali, feel free to roll with advantage.
Ooh.
What's a polygon? Why am I confusing you with Smarty Pants talk? The tool is called Polygon Reveal. It just means that I can draw a shape and remove the fog of war in a particular shape. I wasn't trying to be a fancy pants. I was just reading what's on the screen. So, with an Arcana roll of 18, you are confident that this is a teleportation circle. You suspect that it requires some specific magic words in order to be used correctly. You also suspect that it is maybe not one way, but it only has one destination. Okay.
And I can't know the words to activate it.
You don't know the words from this room, no.
Okay.
In the room just above here, we have
As
what looks like an alchemy lab. There is also an ajar secret door on the far side.
Oh.
Unfortunately, this room seems to be largely have been looted at some point. A lot of the stuff in here has been broken or taken. However, some of the equipment still remains. Many of whatever potions were here have been destroyed or looted. It's hard to tell when exactly this was, but long enough ago that it wasn't whilst you guys were off adventuring and someone broke in. In the secret room, it opens up into the stores that you suspect were once filled with potions. The main room itself has all the equipment. When I was figuring out that you guys were going to have to deal with coming up through this building and exploring all of it, in my head I was like, future Tom's going to have to deal with what's in each and every one of these rooms. Sucks to be future Tom. Today I was future Tom. So in the rest of this, what we have is, so what you're going to do here is you're going to kind of just surmise from context that the rooms that you have here appear to be bedrooms that belonged to officers. You're starting to understand that this at some point was most likely used as some form of chapter house for the Purple Dragon Knights. You're seeing a lot of artwork that depicts individuals with that sigil on, you wearing that kind of armor. Many of the plaques refer to them as being of a rank that you can associate with the Purple Dragon Knights. And these appear to be officer bedrooms. There's also a meeting hall that is up here, also ransacked. Many of these bedrooms still have, beds that are functional, but filled with cobwebs, not because there's a horrible massive spider here, just because it's old. Lots of things have been eaten up by moths. The walls didn't exist on this floor, so there have been some nests that have been made. Birds have got in here. Maybe some squirrels have buried their nuts somewhere. But for the most part, the walls now have been patched up and look almost as if there was no damage there at all. Does future Tom know Major Tom? That's clever. Right. Sorry. Let me continue. Revealing more of this. So this is all your upstairs stuff. This is this floor. All right. Let me get rid of all this fog here. I
assume there's not
Anything
another
cool
floor.
in the graveyard?
There is.
There is another floor.
Yeah, there's another floor.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. We going up.
Keep on climbing.
Keep on climbing.
Just
Okay.
keep climbing, just keep climbing.
We're still going.
Oh, is this the lounge space? Is there a poker table?
Pool?
Or is that the pool? Is that a hot tub?
Home theater.
Is that the pool?
With the sofas around it, classic pool.
So up here's we got another bunch of stairs leading up. These particular stairs are the ones that are in the art hall. And they lead up here. Oh, I forgot to get rid of the boulders that are up by the temple. I'm going to delete those now. No more boulders, down with boulders. Okay. Never again in this entire campaign am I ever going to make you face a boulder. Ever. I promise. That's a promise.
It's our toughest enemy ever.
So no
Or a
cloud
sewer.
giants.
No sewer, no boulders.
God.
Going up in the
That's a
world.
promise.
I literally took a whole cantrip just to deal with the fact that we were constantly in sewers and underground in those places.
And now it's been made useless.
No, prestidigitation is still useful.
Oh, okay.
But I made this character and I was like, for once I'm not going to take prestidigitation. Episode 1 in the sewer, and I was like, God damn it.
Hey, Malcolm here.
I'm out.
Marshes are the sewers of the world. Ah, well, I can't promise we're not going into any marshes. But anyway, moving on up here, we have, from what you're getting from up here, is that the art along the north wall of this floor is filled with more paintings. These particular ones have been stripped out of their frames. But the plaques are still there. The plaques describe these individuals as members of, they are either constals, which you will remember is the talisman that you've got, denoting a rank within the Purple Dragon organization, or they are portraits of members of the Obarskir family, who are the royal family for Cormyr. Again, the paintings themselves have been stripped out, the frames remain, and the plaques remain there as well. You suspect that people have gone and nabbed them and tried to sell them for something. As we move on through the rest of this wonderful floor, we have another library.
Smart only,
What
smart only,
you-
smart only.
That's so smart. And in this library, you find that there are. First off, you notice that the door is locked, unlike the other library, which is opened via a mixture of jiggery pokery from Haiku and also some just genuine lock picking from Oro.
Genuinely.
Well, I like to think that Haiku tried to formulate some kind of like mechanism in order to do it automatically.
Make his hand make the right motions to pick the lock.
Yeah.
Disingenuous lockpicking.
Exactly. Trying to find some cheats to do it. Whereas Oro was just like, oh, it's pretty easy actually. All you have to do is like tink, tink, tink. But you do manage to open it, and inside you find many manuscripts that appear to, for the most part, be very boring. They appear to be referring to specific like army movements that happened decades ago, and refer to some kind of political. It's just like kind of boring documentation that's really not that much of interest to you at all.
This is basically erotica for Randall.
I'm like obviously really fucking annoyed that it's not a smut library being locked away. And you're really excited about it.
It just got like huge sparkly eyes, like, oh my god.
I have added a thing to my list of downtime activities, which is scour the libraries that we discover or know about for the activation phrase or words
Right.
for the
Okay.
magic portal.
Okie dokie. Well, as you continue to explore the rest of this floor, there's some juicy business that goes on in here. You find another room that has another secret door. Actually, it has two secret doors.
Double secret door.
These are secret doors that have been forced open, whereas the one that you found ajar, you think probably was just not very well hidden. These have been kind of broken down. There's still debris on the floor, and the individuals who have reconstructed your house have just been like, "What do you want me to? Do you want these back? Do you want these to be put back in place?" So here, what you have is the southernmost room down here is a kind of a magical testing room. You can see that there are some more arcane scribblings on the floor and the walls. There are some parchments, some scrolls that have not been used. Some of them have clearly been used. They look like they've had arcane scribblings that have been written on them, but they have kind of burned away as they've been the spell on it has been cast. And the door that has been broken into leads into a room with an assortment of bones.
Yay. Classic bone room.
Boning room.
Classic bone
Guys,
room.
we found the bone room.
There's always a bone room. It's always.
There's some bones in this house. There's some bones in this house.
Caspian started the idea of juice cleanses across Faerun, and that's why the Shadowfell wants him erased. Appears to be boring suggests that it's actually useful or entertaining information. Well, I say appears to be boring to everyone apart from Randall, apparently. But anyway, so this particular room has a bunch of bones in it that have been shaped in different ways. One of them, the main focus of this room is a structure that looks like it's it's kind of contraption that's holding the bones in place to look like a kind of humanoid shape. It's this kind of like wooden frame that's got some kind of rotted away rope that has strapped itself underneath like a shoulder bone that's been wedged in against another bone. You can see that the bones themselves have been stitched with some threads. It looks like kind of thin wire almost, to kind of hold it into a specific shape. Anyone like to give me like an Arcana check, maybe? Our spellcasters?
I can help.
It just looks weird to me.
Bone
Bone
yeah.
room? Isn't it spelled bedroom? Oh baby. Okay. This is something that you have never stumbled across before, but everything adds up to tell a tale. This looks a lot like some kind of quite powerful wizard, almost certainly, has tried to make a bone golem. And this is some kind of testing stage, the early stages of creating a bone golem.
So you say someone was trying to erase something in the bone room?
They were trying to erect a bone golem.
Oh. Sorry.
Above that, you can see that there is another room that's kind of got some more apparatus, including some notes, most of which, again, have been kind of pillaged and trashed around the place, and have kind of just been destroyed with time. Another kind of secret door above that leads into the master bedroom. This master bedroom is
Bone room number 2.
it's kind of like it's missing chunks of it in a very bizarre kind of way. It almost looks as if things have been like, you imagine like a sphere just appears, deletes everything inside of it, and then disappears. So there are like kind of circles in the holes. They're like things have been like carved out. You suspect from context clues alone that this was Caspian's bedroom. And things that he has owned have been just absolutely removed from the face of the planet, very liberally. And you find that there is an additional library here. I know.
Private library.
But this is the private library, and here we find some good old smut, some good old fashioned smut. Ding 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 ding.
Is it so old fashioned that it's boring though?
So like, look at the ankle. Whoa.
I was gonna say, it turns out Caspian has some very 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 niche fetishes.
Roll for fetish.
Is that a D100 roll? Is there a table you look it up on?
There's a table, yeah, for sure.
I bet I could find a table. But I don't want that in my Google history, actually.
I don't want that in my brain.
And some additional bedrooms over here, which once again, from context clues, I'm saying rather than having to force your way through trying to understand the what's in there. This is partly context clues, partly cross-referenced with Randall's note-taking. These bedrooms appear to have belonged to, in the middle here, we have Atticus. You believe that was Atticus's room, right next to the master bedroom, and this big chunky one. And this bedroom was shared. And from inside the room, you can tell that one half of this room is very clean, very well looked after, and apart from the walls, which have apparently had either crayon or some kind of chalk on the walls that have been drawing arcane sigils. And then there's a very literal line with this chalk that's drawn through the center of the room, all the way along the floor and up the walls, and even across the ceiling, where it just turns into a fucking shit heap. You can see that there are bones on the floor. You can see it's very poorly looked after. And as you're looking, you walk into the front of the room, and again, it's this very nice, pristine, clean. It even smells kind of nice, actually, when you get in there. It's kind of like this really kind of nice faint smell of roses almost. It's quite nice. So you can definitely tell there's like some residue of magic here. And then you step over this boundary onto the other side, and it smells like shit. It's horrible. There's rot in here that just has not permeated this barrier and spread anywhere else. And it just smells like death. And cross-referencing this with your current understanding of Caspian Kinshire and his party, you surmise that this room was shared by Escariel, who has been described as a elven mage, and Barth, who has been described as a kobold.
Hell yeah, I miss Bath.
Then, moving on, we have the final room. Over here.
So before we move on, the stuff that like the stuff in Caspian's room, is it erased like when the Terminator time travels? And it's like just a big sphere of stuff that's been like deleted around where they are.
From the way you've described that, I'm going to say yes. I have not seen Terminator.
Oh, okay, that doesn't work as a good description then.
Jenny, have you seen Terminator?
No.
Okay, for you.
I've
Jenny
seen that.
hasn't
I've
seen
seen all of
Terminator.
those.
when Jenny says she hasn't, you're like, oh my god, Jenny, you haven't seen it? When I say it, and I was like, it's fine.
No, I made the face too. I just
I know,
wasn't
it's like
using
you're...
it.
I haven't seen it, okay. Right, haven't seen it.
It's good.
Can we move on? You got any more questions about the...
No, you've derailed my question. No, it's fine.
Okay. Yes, no, it looks like things have just been kind of carved away. In a much more kind of liberal sense than the other places that you've seen. In the final room that we have on our worldly house tour that has already gone on for quite a while, I apologize. I had to describe an entire manor to you. This final room that we have over here is a very bizarre room. I'm going to click on the link. Let's click on the link. Yes.
But with less naked man.
Less naked man.
Damn it.
Less man
That's
altogether.
unfortunate.
As you open the door into this particular room, you see that there is a large branch on the floor. This branch has very many similarities with the tree that you know that Thistle has as her home or her abode. However, it is a deep purple. There is a blackness that tints its core. Its leaves have shriveled up, and you can see that there is an inkish swell about it. The air around it has its own tint, and it moves almost like liquid.
Oh no.
Can we just close the door on that room and walk away? It's like, nope. This is the room we don't go in.
No, I want to fix the tree.
Okay. How
Any embedded swords or like...
There's smoke on the water. Smoke on the branch.
And fire in the sky.
There is nothing of note here apart from this massive tree, though you see that there are several actual notes written, scrawled on parchment around the room.
What do they say?
You can do your best to read the horrendous handwriting, and the deductions that you make are that this was a branch taken from Thistle. There are direct comments that link this to Thistle, 100%. That appear to suggest that this was taken with her consent, and that they were using magic to try and probe this tree into allowing it to make into making a gateway to ... And the note then is illegible. There's nothing of note here apart from the massive plot hook sitting in the room.
wonder if all of the weird inky stuff is because they tried to make this a portal.
Yeah, maybe this was the origin point of everything.
Does it seem to be a portal?
There is no portal in this room.
I mean, there's a portal in the other
Wait, was
room.
that you want to touch the tree?
No.
I lick the tree.
Place your hand on its bark.
I jump on it like this and grab it.
I take some of
Take
its
me,
bark and I
tree.
place it in my mouth.
No, but I would motion Haiku over to help me take a look at it because they seem really smart. Try to figure out
They do seem really
what's
smart.
going on with it.
Yeah, go on then.
Roll an arcana.
And I will help you too.
All these advantage rolls. Look at that. That's what I learned in sign language class.
Or it's like a baby she explores the world with her mouth.
Oh my god.
Gives a new context to the erotica books.
Oh, no.
No. No.
I like to think that the erotica novel that she's written is just extremely oral fixated. Like the entire thing is just all about just mouth
Oro
stuff.
fixated.
But that's why it's not very good. It's too focused on one thing. You know, there needs to be a little bit of variety. But it's all like they kiss, and then they kiss some more. That's
I didn't like it.
That's it. And they like it too.
Like it. They like it too.
I'm both uncomfortable in and out of character.
I'm method actor.
Okay, Haiku. You have a bit of an investigation of this, and you essentially link it very strongly with the crystals that you've been seeing. These people have been, these weirdos that you've managed to align yourself with have been waving around. The one that particularly magical elf lady seems to have in her possession when she was speaking to these guys last. This seems almost inextricably linked to the Shadowfell, which you as a character are aware of as the kind of like a shadow realm. It's like a reflection of the plane of existence that you live on.
I just simply pass on the information to the people who understand it better.
Don't want to link to the Shadowfell and Manor.
What did the Masons think when they came across this? Presumably they had to fix stuff around this end.
No, this particular room was untouched.
Oh. Oh.
They opened up the door and they were like, nope.
Everything's fine in that room. Clonk.
Actually, this floor was mostly okay. There was some damage to the ceiling, to the roof, but apart from that, this floor was mostly okay. It's mostly the ground and first floors that were damaged. You suspect that, given you can assume that it's been here for a while, that its presence here is not innately harmful.
Thistle took the first crystal that we came across. I wonder if she can fix this one, or if she'd want to come see it.
Maybe. Or maybe this one will fix once we've unraveled enough of the story. Or...
Maybe. Either way, we won't know until she comes back.
Except for the fact that Atticus has disappeared after living in the house for long enough. That's what happened. The night that Atticus disappeared, he actually found a way into the rest of the house. He went upstairs.
Lick the
But
tree.
it was the rest of
Not
the
what
house.
happened.
50 years ago. Time travel. Do I ever find the words for the teleportation circle?
Roll me an investigation check.
Who's good at investigation? Come help me find the words.
There's a note that says the words for the teleportation circle, but it's under the purple log, and you can only read that bit of it.
No.
I'm decent at investigation.
Oh,
Someone,
come help me
someone with
find it.
higher intelligence than I might better.
Oh, that's right. It's Haiku that's good at investigation.
Oh, I'm good at
right?
investigation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
You're magic-y. Come help me find it. We found the portal thing, or you figured out what it was. Let's go do the thing. Woo!
I'll be in the smut library.
Haiku's been recruited into this party and then forced to do everything.
We can't help that they're
like,
better
look,
than us at everything.
We couldn't do this stuff before, so we need to catch up.
No one else had an intelligence high enough to do any of this stuff.
Nope.
Right, give me an investigation check then, please, with advantage because you're being helped.
Wait, who's doing the investigation?
You are.
Oh, I thought I was helping.
I
No,
wasn't sure.
You're
I
helping
came
doing
and
it.
got you to help me, but you're doing it because you're better at it. I'm helping you.
Fair enough.
So it was Nureli's idea. So realistically, you're helping her, but functionally, she's helping you.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yes, you do actually. You think you found a parchment that might have the words. They are absolutely attainable. They are in one of the offices that is attached to the room with the bone golem in. And you believe that you could recite them.
Does it tell us where it goes?
It does not.
Does it give us words for coming back?
It does not.
We shall
That's quite
explore.
risky.
I don't think it's best idea, especially if the house already has ties to the Shadowfell. What if this goes there?
That would be bad.
That would be really bad.
What if this is the portal that was opened?
Maybe.
It's tempting though.
No.
Isn't it?
Very tempting.
But
No.
also, couldn't something come through it?
I would assume potentially. Yeah. I mean, if we can get back, then they come through.
Can something still come through if the portal's covered up? Like if we put a bookcase on it, like lying face down, would they just come through and not have feet anymore? Because
They
that
get
was
telefragged. They come through and they just get turned into gibs.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, I could build something around it. You know, like I'd just reinforce the door into the room.
Teleport straight to a cage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a bad idea, just in case, because we don't know where it goes or who might come back.
You want to do that?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can say with the amount of money that you've invested in this house, that what do you want to do? You want to make a cage or do you want to make a reinforced door?
A cage.
Okay.
Ideally,
almost like
have
a-
some kind of intricate trap to it. But if we need
Like so when someone walks into those fucking Fortnite houses and there's just like spikes everywhere that just comes in and immediately kills them. What okay, so I can definitely 100% give you a cage. If you want
Cage.
traps, then I'm gonna rinse you for money.
We need to save for that pool we're gonna build. Don't we?
Yeah, we don't need a training pit. We need a training pool.
Oh, did you tell us whether or not there was anything interesting in the graveyard?
We did not go to the graveyard yet,
Okay. We'll circle
but short
back to
answer,
that.
no.
Fair enough.
instead of a trap, could I just cast snare on the floor next to the pot?
What's the duration of snare?
Oh, it's only 8 hours. Let's not do it. It's a waste.
Well, I suspect that someone comes in at 8 hours and 1 minute and they're fine.
Shit.
I like where your head's at, though. So you want to go with the cage? You happy with the cage?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like just metal bars across their front, so if someone teleports in, then they're just trapped like in a prison.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I put a little note on there that says "Go away."
No visitors.
No admittance except on party business.
Okay. All right. In which case, that is exactly what you build and purchase within the confines of the money that you had already spent. Because I can't be bothered to charge you some more for a simple thing like that.
My kind of tradesperson.
Okay. Is there any other questions that we have about any of these rooms? You now have full access to the entirety of the house. Everything is fixed up.
How
What
smutty is
names
Smut
are the
Library?
graves?
So what?
How
What,
smutty
like-
is Smut Library?
How smutty? Roll a
Smut
D100.
A D69.
A smut check. We have to get close to 69.
Yeah, but then why would you not roll it? Because then the critical is the 69.
Do a 1 to
If I put it
69,
100.
shall we?
Sure. Fine.
It's more smutty.
It is more so.
It's what the people want.
Halfway smutty.
Halfway smutty. There's not that much good stuff in here.
Hey, that was it was almost the same role as in the book I read, so I think it's great.
Okay,
Yeah.
your taste is this is excellent.
Excellent.
Okay. Any other questions about anything in this building?
The graves, do they just Kinshire people? Like what?
They appear to be Kinshire people, yes. Unfortunately, the names are gone.
Damn it.
Oh.
That's the only way that you can assume that they are Kinshire people because they do not have names there.
Right.
They are just blank tombstones.
Oh, I should make 2. I still have time left with how much tapestry could actually be made in the amount of time that we have. So I want to make 2 tapestries to hang on the front door with like the coat of arms on it.
All right. Okie dokie. Right. We're going to have a bio break.
Okay.
Good.
And then we're going to go on a little trip.
Woo!
Okay.
Wait, where are we going on a trip to?
Oh, I've got plans for you. Don't
shit.
fret.
Uh-oh.
It's
We're
bio
going on a
break
trip,
time.
We don't know about it.
We're going on a break to the toilet.
Where's the titty tunnel again? Asking for a friend.
Titty tunnel.
It's left past the dick deck.
I'll just write that down for my book later on.
The dick deck. Is that to do with your pirate fan fiction?
It is now.
Oh my goodness. Okay, right. Back shortly, friends. Not the poop deck. Let's not mix those two up. Not for the first installation of the fanfic. Maybe that's in one of the, following books. Back shortly, friends. Woo! Hello, friends. I was going to ask, how do we pronounce? Is it Noko River? No Co River? Nok O River? No River?
No car either.
I got some water. I'm hydrating for Jenny. Hello.
Hello.
What did your jumper say? Does it say Puma wear?
Puma wear. Yeah.
Or Puma? Puma. It's short for North Country River, also pronounced Jess. Hi, Jess. I think I need a new webcam so that I can properly control that it does this stupid fucking lighting adjustment stuff. Because I found a setting that stops it from auto adjusting, but it also makes it run at like 50 FPS.
Right.
And I hate it. I hate it so
50
much.
FPS.
15 FPS.
Oh, 15. Sorry, I thought
Yeah.
you said 50. It was very
No, 50,
confused.
Oh.
what you
15.
were running
It's like a
about.
slideshow.
I don't think it.
Remember when I did that stream that one time and I changed the settings and my camera was like.
Yeah. I don't think
That
your
was what
cam looks that bad though.
It's okay for now, but occasionally I'm either super dark or I am like lit up like a Christmas tree. If I do this, oh, so dark, so mysterious.
You also got some pink sweatpants. That's incredible. Today I'm wearing joggers that the legs are 2 different colors.
Whoa!
Isn't it cool? Man,
That is cool. What a world we live in, honestly.
I'm vibing in the pink lately. I'm excited for you. Everyone should get pink sweatpants.
No.
I think I have. I think that's one of the colors
me.
I do not have. I would wear pink sweatpants. I like sweatpants.
Exactly.
Today
Fashion.
I'm wearing
They were on sale.
white ones
Oh,
that are like stripy, kind of like tigery.
oh.
I brought Gracie.
I love how grumpy she looks, but also happy. She has this like this just
Crappy.
grumpy.
Graphic.
She's got resting bitch face.
That's it. That's exactly it.
She's so warm. You're so warm. It's so cold in this house. It is cold in this house. Our heaters aren't used to this.
First
Not used to being
mysterious
switched
Tom, and then mind-blowing Jenny. Oh no! What did I do that was mysterious? I've forgotten.
You turned your light off.
Oh yes, I was very mysterious. Look how bright I am when I look at the chat over here. It's like, oh, I'm so bright, and then it slowly adjusts into whatever. Stupid camera! I hate you. I shouldn't say that too loud. It'll break. I've got one more lecture to give. I'm not break before then. Silly Texan and cold.
Listen.
What temperature have you got?
It is 18. It is 18 degrees, which is well below
Wait.
freezing. 18.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hold
Fahrenheit.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
really
I was
cold.
like, what?
It is
That's very
negative
cold.
7, almost negative
Oh.
8.
That's cold.
Yeah, that is very cold.
Bloody
I
cold.
didn't know it could even get that cold
It
in
snowed
Texas.
today. It's snowing.
Oh, shit.
There's snow outside right now.
Oh my god! And you're in here playing D&D with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I don't like snow.
No, I like
Wild.
snow, but D&D. I'm a friends.
Stop it, you. Hee hee.
And Gracie.
It's colder in Texas than it is for me in the NYC area.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
'Cause
Oh
you're
my
near the
god.
ocean, probably, right? Ocean makes it warmer. I think.
The Gulf does, like... Well, no, their ocean is cold. Our ocean is warm. The
Right, but
Gulf
it's
is
not
what
like
keeps
minus
Norway
7
from
degrees.
freezing. What?
It's not like minus 7 degrees though.
Mm-mm.
It's cold.
The ocean keeps us warm. Otherwise, we'd have the same weather as like Canada.
My ocean keeps y'all warm. It keeps you in Norway.
It's
from
everyone's
freezing over.
ocean, I think.
It's the Gulf
My
Stream.
ocean.
It's the Gulf Stream. The Gulf Stream
Yeah.
is what flies up
It
over
is.
there and keeps y'all from freezing over. That's our ocean in Texas. That's all we got. It's the only ocean we have. It's the Gulf.
It's all we export is ocean currents.
It's the ocean
And oil.
breeze. It's the Gulf Stream.
We
She's
had
still
wind
just like a
chill.
puddle
Oh
in
my
there.
god. Minus 32 C last night? My god.
Ugh.
That is too cold. I've decided.
That is
Was
very
it-
chilly.
Hold
Jenny,
on.
I'm going to use my mod powers to decree that that is too cold. And that it can no longer be that cold.
If you use the Kelvin scale, you never have negative temperatures.
It was negative 22 in a place I was at recently. Negative 22
That
C.
is- I don't even know what the coldest I've experienced.
That's right,
but
it's never gonna
It's
happen
either be like
again.
minus 5 to like minus. It's like minus 5 is probably like the coldest I've ever experienced.
Yeah.
Nightbot. What's going on with Nightbot?
Evan
Do you have
did
a do you have a key?
Evan did a Tom command.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Look up a bit.
Oh yeah, I can see it. I didn't even notice. I'm sorry. I saw. I was like, "Where is this? What is Nightbot doing?" Oh, that's my command. I forgot that was my command.
Yeah, me too. I completely forgot.
I'm very glad that is my command then. But regardless, anyway, let's continue. I got surprised by the response. Yeah, me too. Oh, is that? Oh, how does one donate to the Tom D&D allowance? Is that why you put in the exclamation mark Tom?
Oh, wait. Isn't there a...
Probably not what you wanted.
See how mad she is at me right now? She's like, God, I can't believe this bitch is still holding on to me.
Let me go. Time.
It's funny because she does look very grumpy, but at the same time, if she wanted to leave, she would absolutely make that clear. She would. Nothing in this world would keep you holding on to her if she wanted to leave. And yet, she looks so grumpy about being there.
If I stop petting her and let go, she'd probably leave.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Alright.
immediately.
My
Wow,
time
that was
is
not.
over.
That was.
You
There was
stop
no
giving
delay
me what I
there.
want. I'm off. Bye.
Anyway, let's continue with the game. So, the immediate, me revealing that all to you is actually something that's occurred over a little while. These different rooms have been opened up to you over the course of the renovations, and not all of them were revealed all at once. So, actually, you exploring these rooms is you've had some time. Including building this cage that you want around your portal. And on one of the final days of the renovations, they're just doing a little bit of cleaning up to make sure that the decorations match the rest of the. I'm not gonna continue that train of thought.
You're gonna say that so the carpet matches the curtains? Is that what you were gonna say?
I was going to say something along those lines, yes. But
don't get it.
regardless, everything's fine. We've fixed up the house for the most part. But you wake up one day and Evelyn needs to go do a shop for some groceries.
Asda?
there's,
Parsons?
there's the Asda market down
Little?
in the in Nesmith proper. And you've woken up in the morning. You're feeling pretty content for the most part. You've had a decent winter. It's been nice and quiet. Not a huge amount of quests that have been appearing on the board, and those that have appeared have pretty much rapidly been nabbed up by someone else who is also sat around doing nothing, but probably not sat around on a nest egg of like 700 gold. So they snap them up pretty quick. But Evelyn volunteers to go down to the market to pick up some groceries. Anyone want to tag along?
Yeah. We could all do with a day out.
Mhm.
In this house for 2 months. I'm joking, but
I definitely want to go.
Yeah. Haiku tagging along.
I mean, if everyone else is going,
we'll take
Yeah.
Parsnip for a walk.
That's nice. Oh, I'm sorry. Is this reluctance in Haiku's eyes? That's okay. If you're
Yeah,
reluctant,
You don't have to
please
if you don't
elaborate.
want to.
Haiku isn't the biggest fan of Parsnip.
Why?
Isn't it? Of
Because-
parsnip?
The tart incident.
Oh, the
Oh, the
tart
tart
incident.
incident. Okay. It has been 2 months. Do you think it has you warmed up
Has the pain
to
faded?
parsnip? Has the pain faded, or are you still?
Is it still raw?
I mean, it's fitted a little, not enough.
Not enough. Okay. Right. Well, at least you can now have pretty decent conversations with Evelyn. You've now got all to the part where you're confident with the sign language that's been developed by her. And you waltz into town, joyful as can be in the kind of brisk weather. It's not quite minus 25 C, but it's it's chilly. But the snow's melting away. Kind of vaguely edging in our way into spring. And we find ourselves browsing the market. You can see that the individuals who've been manning the stores previously are no longer wrapped up in huge coats with big long scarves. They're starting to,
Sorry. Ironically, I said we do it this way so the stream alerts come up, and the stream alerts didn't come up. Someone called Who Knows tipped £30 and left the stinky cheese emote. Excellent emote choice. And Fuel also tipped £6.90. Nice.
big dollars.
Thank you
big
very
dollars.
much. Tom, that means Tom's D&D allowance for the month is all good. And actually, for the next 2
Oh,
months
shit.
is good.
Oh my god.
2
holy
months
shit.
of Tom's D&D allowance. He's got so
Thank
much
you very much,
allowance.
guys. Oh my goodness. Think of all the
Thank you, everyone.
Oh,
Thank you very
Fobbington
much,
just tipped
everyone.
£5 too.
Oh, you
Fobbington, thank you.
guys, stop it.
My God.
Stop it.
I don't know why they're not coming up on the screen. God damn. Oh, look at
Thank
Tom
you
with all
very
this
much.
D&D allowance.
Evan, God damn it, here I am trying to auth PayPal for the past 5 minutes.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very much. It's super, 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 super generous of you.
That's very kind.
For those of you who aren't aware, the D&D allowance pays for Patreons that I support, so that I can get D&D maps, as well as my Roll20 subscription, so that we can use dynamic lighting and I can save stuff on their website, and all the little purchases for that kind of stuff. So it helps me a lot to recoup that kind of those costs. Much appreciated, everybody. Big love. And on Valentine's Day of all days,
Oh.
I love it. I love you guys so much. I'm going to have a little cry. Okay. Okay. Well, we're getting okay. Does Tom get a? Does Tom get a? For Tom, the good egg. Love you, Fobs. Do we go full on cliffhanger and end like 30 minutes early, or like 25 minutes early, depending on where we get to? Or should we see? Yeah, we'll see.
We don't know what's about to happen.
Yeah, we don't
so-
know.
Okay. Okay, let's see what's going on. So you guys are wandering into town. Have a nice little shop. Yeah, have a nice little shop. And so you're in the market square, which is this small kind of area here that I'm pinging. This kind of, you can see this open air.
I'm sorry, could you ping that again,
there?
please?
I'm just ping.
Thank you.
Ping.
It's on the wrong overlay.
Okay, I thought you might be. That's okay. So there's this little square building here that's open air in the center, and still selling hot chocolate.
Damn.
It's doing very well for itself in these winter months. And you're chilling out, relaxing, all cool, shooting some gold into some cashier's hands, I guess. I don't know.
Just walk in, just like, yeah, we got money.
Take it, whatever.
We robbed a pirate.
got a manor.
Yeah.
We've got a manor. We're stimulating the
live?
economy, bitches.
Yeah. Trickle down economics.
No! It
Um,
hurts.
And whilst you're there, you see Honu. Honu's chilling out. He's looks like he's purchasing some of the more, mundane ingredients that are required for some of his potions and poultices. And he waves to Haiku. And have you been attending the board game evenings
Of course.
over the last couple of months?
Yeah, every time.
Yeah. Okay. Have you at any point tried to get invitations for these guys or?
We haven't ever got to that point in the conversation. In fact, we do usually end the conversation how slow. Honestly.
Oh, I see. Right. Yes. Yes. Okay. Do you think have these guys asked you about it? You guys, have you asked about the board game nights?
I probably would have been like, so what are you doing on these board game nights? Is it like just a you guys thing, or is there like a opening for other board gamers?
Get it, bored gamers.
Well, it's well, yeah.
Oh, this is
Just
awkward.
try and
now.
brush away the question.
So no time for.
Unfortunately, I don't get to decide who's allowed in. I don't run it. Amelia participant.
Oh, who does run it?
That would be Honey.
Oh, Honu. Okay. Maybe I'll go ask Honu. Would that be
Yeah.
that be okay with you?
If you so wish.
What? What'd you say?
If you so wish.
If I so wish. Okay. Oh, maybe I will.
Nerly is watching these interactions go on and is just like, you couldn't stand Hanu at first because of how he talks, but she's not saying it out loud. She's like thinking this and being like so confused.
Aura just likes being invited to things.
She's going to immediately turn it down. Just wants to be invited.
Yeah.
I like to think that you guys get jealous and make your own board game night. Okay, well, he waves very slowly at you and kind of comes over and has a little bit of a chit chat with you about the last time that you played board games and how good it was. You played Catan, and
They got through a whole turn that week.
You know, when people used to play like chess by mail, and they would literally be like mailing their one move. It's like that, but he's sitting in the same room. It just takes like Hanu so
Oh my
long to
God.
do anything.
Jesus. Yes. So
Gets
it's
around to Haiku's turn. It takes just as long.
that's because he's so cerebral. It takes him a long time to decide which is the the exact precise move. Do you think so? Let's say that you've played chess a couple of times with Honu. How many times have you won? What's the ratio like?
Well, playing chess a couple of times with Honu. Are you mean games or board game nights? Thing.
Well, I guess if for us to get a good ratio, we'd have to say games.
Oh, I've won them all.
Right. Okay.
It's quite easy to win when you've got 10 minutes between moves to figure it out.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
So is
okay,
Honu a
cool.
lot slower than Haiku then?
Significant. I'm surprisingly speedy for a top.
It's your tagline as a turtle. I'm surprisingly speedy.
Surprisingly speedy.
Oh my God! You should put speed stripes on him, like flames or something. Paint it on his shell. Oh my God!
While he's sleeping. It's a prank.
I mean, you'd have to take all the stuff off my shelf.
That's true. That would be a lot of work.
Maybe there's already racing stripes on there.
And just paint the racing stripes over all the bits. It's fine. I love how genuinely offended you just look.
Okay. So you're having your fun. You're browsing your wares. What specialty have you each decided to purchase for yourselves this week? For your groceries.
I want to get an array of tarts.
Oh, feeling a bit nostalgic, are we?
Yeah, well, my plan is to give one to Parsnip, and for Parsnip to give it to Haiku as a form of gift giving. That's the plan. Don't tell Haiku about it.
I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
And you said it's not winter anymore, like we're heading into spring?
Yeah, I mean it's
still
we're on
cold,
the
but-
we're on the late end of winter.
Is it late enough that the like first crop of like early spring strawberries is
Sure, why not? It's a magical world.
okay? I'm gonna get some strawberries.
Okie dokie. Haiku, Randall.
I'm looking for bits to potentially tinker with. I'm not
Okay.
there for food.
Right. Okay. Okie dokie. How about Randall?
I don't know. I don't feel like Randall really would want like particularly interesting or exciting like food or anything.
Okay.
'Cause,
Not a
like,
big
he's-
foodie.
No, he's just used to like the set meals they'd have at at his monastery would always basically be the same, and it's like not fancy, not really tasty. It's just like it's food, and that's just what he's used to. So he doesn't really like. He'll eat it if he's given it, but like it's not his choice.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you purchased your groceries. You know,
Are
you
there
said
any board games?
are there board games at the marketplace?
Yeah, just wondering if there's any board games. Monopoly? An Uno?
Yeah, sure. There just happens to be a traveling merchant
four?
has come through with just a bunch of board games.
Yeah.
There's one there called
specifically.
it's very popular. It's Humans and Skyscrapers.
Oh, mystical.
Yes, that is that's the only one. That's the only board game they have. They did a Kickstarter, and unfortunately, it didn't actually do very well. They made all the product, but nobody wanted it. So they've got lots and lots of Humans and Skyscrapers.
Houses and humans, come on, y'all, alliteration.
Houses and Humans, yes, sure.
It's a sequel to Humans and Households is Humans and Skyscrapers. Sentience and Skyscrapers.
How much is Humans and Households / Humans and Skyscrapers? The
expansion.
Yeah,
The person behind the counter is like, well, for a low price of you kind of gestures towards the big signage that he has right there that looks like it's like proper sales signage where it's like this big number has been crossed out and instead it's got 99 silver pieces. Wow.
I'll give you 50 silver pieces.
This is my livelihood.
Does he seem like a nice guy?
All you've heard is about 2 sentences out of his mouth.
What's the vibes I get from him?
Roll your insight.
Roll your vibe
check.
uh, 10.
10 vibes.
You suspect that if you hung out, you probably wouldn't get along very well. That doesn't necessarily speak to him as a person, though.
Okay, I'll give him the
Can you tell
99
if it's
silver.
his normal voice or not?
Yeah. Is it a sales voice or is it his actual voice?
It's hard to tell because he's trying to sell something to you. You have to get a beer with him.
It's way too much effort. I'll take the 99 silver. Fine.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's 10 silver per gold.
I give him a gold. So there's no maths.
So,
So it's
what
like
he's charged you is
$9.99. That's like almost 10 gold.
yeah. So that's what he's done. Is he's told you he's given you a really shitty way of pricing it, basically. But regardless, you find yourself owning Humans and Households.
Oh yeah. And the expansion
How
of Humans
many-
and Skyscrapers.
And the expansion, yes.
Excellent.
How many Electrum? Oh, Electrum don't exist in my homebrew. It's such a pointless addition to the. Nobody likes you, Electrum. Get out of here. I'm so angry it took so long to sort out. Oh, bless your heart. Bless your heart, Evan. Bless your heart. What a good bean. Right. Anyway, if you guys don't know who Evan is, you're missing out. Evan has just excellent content all the year round. The other day, he put what's it called, a fleet up on Twitter. Those are they called fleets?
I don't
Little
know.
videos.
Yeah, they are called
reels?
fleets, yeah, but I didn't see it.
Okay.
What was it?
Oh well, I think you did see it. It was the one with the kazoo in the car.
Oh, that was also
And
somewhere
it was
else.
adorable.
Oh, that was just on Twitter, it wasn't? Yeah.
Okay. Well, regardless, that also was on there, and it was very cute, which is my favorite kind of content. The proud owner of a game that Future Tom has to deal with the rules of. No, I don't. It's clearly Snakes and Ladders. Why do I have to deal with the rules of that?
That's the game.
Oh, that's not. I was going for Dungeons and Dragons, but in Dungeons and
Yeah.
Dragons. So it
Yeah.
would
Oh,
be like-
really?
Yeah, how's
yeah, because
that?
dungeons is
Oh.
deep, skyscrapers are tall.
Oh, when you said skyscraper, I was like, oh, they just didn't want to talk about snakes. So
Yeah,
he
I
was just
thought
doing,
Snakes
like,
and
something
Ladders
small.
too.
I thought it was something small
No.
and something big. Oh my god.
No,
No, it's
Oh my
definitely instead
God.
of Dungeons and Dragons. That's why I said households, humans.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
that
that's
was
why
my
that's why I was
Generation.
confused at you saying households because I was like, what, Snakes and Ladders?
I'm glad you two.
Yeah, we're on
Docs
the
and
same
I are
page,
on the
Tom.
same page.
Yeah, we got it.
Ginny are on the same
I'm
page.
just okay. Where was Jack on this? Jack,
Yeah,
you're the
Jack has the
deciding
deciding vote.
No. This is the problem. I wasn't anywhere. I was. My brain was going round in circles trying to figure out what it could possibly be. And like, is this just some kind of D&D reference? I'm too new to understand.
Well, okay, so actually, the households and humans is an old reference of like, it's like a D&D meme where there's a bunch of dragons sitting around a table.
Oh,
And they're
okay.
rolling,
Yeah.
playing humans and households, and
Oh.
one of them is like, "Uh-oh, you angered your wife. You're sleeping in the doghouse again tonight." Like,
Oh.
yeah, mundane human shit.
I've not seen that.
Okay.
So when you said humans and skyscrapers, I knew what you meant, but then Tom misunderstood, and Ginny knew exactly what Tom meant. It's wonderful, sort of like.
Okay. Anyway, that went very weirdly. Regardless, you now own that board game, which is apparently a mixture of Snakes and Ladders and D&D. You have to role play your way up the board.
Roll to ladder.
And that's the case for that one. So anyway, you make your purchases, you buy your goodies and your groceries, and you make your way back to the manor. As you do so, you're standing in the center of the marketplace, and you turn to leave out of the one main kind of funnel entrance, and neurally you stop in your tracks immediately. And as you do so, you kind of grasp onto the hand of Evelyn just reflexively. You see somebody that you recognize coming into the main entrance of the market. They are wearing a white robe that you can see is kind of handmade. Kind of, it's the material isn't fantastic. It looks quite rough hewn, but for the most part, it's very functional. It looks quite dirty, actually, and in many places it's kind of folded up in a way to make it look a little bit more functional, like they've got more space to move, as if it was more for warmth than it was for, to be hidden. You can see that parts of it actually have patches of brown, like leather, that have been woven or like sewn into it. And there is quite a lot of dirt that's over a lot of the kind of the white robe. That looks actually like it's been placed there it's been placed there purposefully, as if some kind of camouflage. You can recognize this as Arisen Priscilla.
So I grab Evelyn's hand and I spin around the opposite way and try to like duck behind the closest stall or just literally anything that can break line of sight.
Roll me a stealth check, please.
Shit, that's not great. Okay. I'm gonna use my favored by the gods. Oh, 19!
Okay. All right. Can
You
we
truly are
have...
favored.
right. Can we have... Are you going to make any effort to try and indicate to your party members that you're leaving? That you're hiding?
I mean, we're all kind of like standing together, right? And I
You're
don't want to
standing
draw
sort of
attention to
together.
myself.
You're standing sort of together, but again, this is just like a day out with your pals. You go into the local, shop. You're not in battle formation.
If
you
anyone
kind of
looks
spread
at
out.
me, I'm gonna just sign danger.
Right. Okay.
And if we have colors, I'm going to sign danger white robe.
Ooh.
So I'll assign that to Evelyn too.
Okay. Right. For the rest of you, please roll me perception checks.
Oh.
Excellent.
You need to get above a 19.
I
You need to get
have
19 or above. Oh! Oh!
Whoop whoop.
Oh my god!
Oh shit! I wrote one of advantage marks.
It's-
That's okay.
It
we
doesn't
did the first
matter.
one.
Yeah, the first number is the right
That's
one.
okay. So, you are all acutely aware of what's happened here.
Oh my god.
That might be the best we've ever done as a party.
Is that
rolling for
That's
something.
the best thing we've ever done.
Literally, yeah.
Oh my god.
So good. Oh my god. So you've just kind of all just immediately back it up. You won D&D. Who are these people? You've all immediately noticed that Nurali grabs onto Evelyn and bolts behind one of the nearby stalls. This particular stall is Trevain's Tossed Topiaries, and they are not doing especially well because they've gone through winter and they've got a bunch of plants for sale. So you're hiding behind a stall with covered in like potted plants that have no leaves on them. But
Selling a
you're-
dream.
The Ferunian
This
dream.
is a concept. But you're definitely tucked behind the stall. You actually managed to do it in a way that looks nonchalant enough that the person Trevain, who is behind the stall, does not seem that fussed by your presence. You look like you're deep in conversation with Evelyn or something. You're like you got your own robe up around you, and you're kind of like just.
And the hood goes up.
Yeah, but it's just weather. Yeah,
Chilly.
very important weather. Yeah, and you kind of you sign to her that danger, white. And the rest of you have just seen Nurali absolutely bolt, and you kind of catch her, and you can see where she's gone. So you can kind of you follow her as she goes, and then she signs to you, danger, white robe. And you turn, and you can see that this particular individual is not all of her is a white robe, but she's the only person here with a white robe, so it's enough for you to get by. Again, she's got patches of leather over her that look like they've essentially tried to make this robe into more of a functional armor than just this attire. And it looks like they've made some attempts to try and camouflage themselves as well. They don't look like they're trying to be stealthy. They just look like they've walked into the market, like they're here to buy some food or something. They don't look especially intimidating. You can see that she does have a bow on her back, and she does have some arrows, but she's not, wielding it. She's not hunting anything. She's just casually walking into the market.
Are we all like well enough away from said person now, or?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are pretty much smack in the center of this market square, and you've got maybe 30 feet between you and this other person who's they're just walking in the main entryway.
What do you want to do?
You've got your board game.
What do you want to do?
Are you all still like out there, or do you come over to me?
I would have come over to you and tried to like shield you away from their viewing if they would have looked over.
We need to get back to the manor. We need to go. We've got to go. We need to go.
Okay. Fine. Easy. Let's go.
So you now, I have this picture of everyone just standing around nerily
What do you
and then
need?
shuffling. You'll just stand as tall as you can, which for Oro doesn't contribute that much.
I've got
Just
Nugget.
like,
Okay, Nugget.
yeah, a giant bat, that won't draw attention.
It's always been there. It's fine.
The bat's
We
just
send
like.
Nugget. Send Nugget off to fly around. Everyone's looking at the back. And then we walk out the back door.
Yeah, is there a way I can like keep the like stalls between us and like slip out the back, as it were, like not through the main drag kind of thing?
There is what appears to be locked door that leads out the back entrance, but there's just really one kind of funnel that comes in and out. It looks as if that's kind of like they were ticking some box on health and safety and then left the door locked when they shouldn't have. More than anything else, it doesn't look like this particular building or shelter is owned by anybody. As such, it's more of a communal area.
Yeah.
That's just used as shelter for the stalls. And it's just no one really has made any effort to to improve upon what is an entirely functional building for them. But I said, like, it's open air. You've got the one entryway, and she's kind of just about stepped in now.
You want someone to try and
Should one of us try to distract them?
You want us to talk to them or not?
I just, they can't see me.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go over there then with Parsnip and my giant bat, and just go around the stall. But like, if they're just walking in, I want to like go behind them to like the stall that they're going towards, type of thing, and then just be near them.
Right. So you're going to make an effort to be going very close to their vicinity, but not in a way that you're innately like you're not talking to them.
Yeah. If they were to turn around, they would just see a giant bat behind them. They wouldn't be able to see people like walking back. Yeah.
Oh, I see. So you're essentially trying to be in the way,
Yeah.
so that nobody can leave.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'll
You'll be in
go
like a
stand-
barrier.
I'll go stand by the door. I'll signal you when it's clear to come out.
Okay.
Could I pre-ready a tiny eldritch cannon?
Yeah, you could say. Yeah, you could tell me that you want to ready an action, but you would have to give me the circumstance under which you would make that action happen.
Wait, how do you mean?
So it's a bit like you say, I'm going to do X under Y circumstance. So it's like you're placing a trap card essentially. You're saying that this trap card will go off if this happens. So you say, for example, I'm going to cast this spell if somebody moves within 5 feet of me. You can say, I'm going to cast my cannon. I'm going to create my cannon if a combat starts.
Yeah. If a combat starts.
Okie dokie. Premeditated self-defense them to death.
Thank you, fool. I got an inspiration.
Ooh, baby.
Emergency bonus.
I'm gonna need it.
Don't forget about our communal character sheet that we've got for the pooled d6s, etc. Okay.
That's for battle d6, not normal d6.
Oh, is it combat? Oh, no. You're right.
Yeah, mine's a normal one, so it's just on my sheet.
That's fine. All right. So essentially, what you do is you shuffle over there with. You just look like you're browsing stuff. You just you
Browsing
look
stuff on
around
Babbitt.
and browsing some of this stuff, and you can see this particular individual walks in and starts to browse quite happily, just having a bit of a look around, stopping at some of the stalls. You come up and
Does
stop
it look-
next to her, and
Does it look like now is a good time? So, or in a good position?
Oro's made herself.
from the
She's perfectly positioned herself. Can you give me a?
Nugget in the way check.
A nugget in the way
It's
check.
like a block line of
Wit
sight
check.
check.
So what I think this is
Anti-perception.
is a performance check. For you to not look suspicious.
Okay. 13.
Okay. Okay. Let me roll something.
A murder check.
Okay, sure. That's just I rolled. Okay, so you're essentially trying to, you're just acting is what you're doing. You're acting as if you're just browsing, and that's it. There's nothing necessarily innately deceptive about what you're doing. You're not lying about anything. You're just pretending.
Yeah.
But you're browsing, and it's it seems pretty convincing from where you are at. It looks a lot like she's not fussed by your presence at all. For a moment she does look around and she's like, and she sees this massive bat, and she's just kind of you like stay within her vicinity, and because you're trying to use Nugget as a boundary, there are moments where Nugget gets a little bit too close and doesn't quite understand the instructions that you're trying to tell him, so he's just like bumps into her a couple of times. But this, more than drawing attention to Nurali, distracts. So you've essentially achieved what you were hoping to achieve. And Randall, you see that this is a good opportunity.
I'll be like, signal to Nurali, like, now is the time.
What's Haiku doing in this?
I'm at a distance, just sort of surveying the
Right, so you're kind of
just keeping
still
an eye.
okay. So you're closer to the center of the market at the moment, whilst everyone else is kind of playing interference.
While Nurali's walking, can I look outside and just do a quick survey to see if there's anyone else in similar like attire? Because I know she's previously talked about like grey robes, I think.
Okay, give me a perception check. You are absolutely certain. 22s, baby. You are 100% certain that there is nobody in the vicinity that matches the same.
Okay.
In fact, there's no one even looking suspicious in the immediate vicinity.
Good.
I'll make a break for it.
Gonna make a break for it. Okay, we'll keep up your. Will we keep up your stealth check? No, we won't keep up your stealth check. You're gonna roll another one for me, because in this instance we're rolling it again because you are taking Evelyn as well. Oh baby!
Ooh.
Ding 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 ding. What was that about? Only 22s?
Only
That's the
22s
best I
from here
can
on
do
out.
is a 22.
Oh my god.
Fantastic. All right. So you time it flawlessly. This is like it's almost like it's orchestrated in one of those like action films where everything's like along with the music at the same time, and then like there's this particular instance where Nugget shoves into Priscilla's back, and Priscilla turns around, and at the exact moment she turns around, you skirt across the only area where she might have been able to see you, and on all the moments you like as you're going through, you're like spinning around and you're like helping someone to not drop something because you've accidentally bumped into them and all this kind of stuff. You're just moving around so flawlessly that no one even sees you. You're just a blur of someone who's like kind of moved from A to B. And you skedaddle out the front door and you find yourself next to Randall, who kind of gives you a nod that everything's all clear. And you managed to do so with Evelyn in your hand at the same time. You're out.
Heading to the manor. I'm not even stopping. Well, I'll head ahead of everyone else, but like wait for Oro so that I'm not like completely leaving them.
Okie dokie. Yeah. What's everyone else up to?
I buy another tart to not look so suspicious. And then I leave.
How many tarts have you got in total now?
I have 6 tarts.
That doesn't look suspicious.
Just like
How many
tarts.
tarts? There's too many tarts. Just
I have a giant bat and a dog with me. It's a decent amount of tarts.
That's true. That's true. You make a fair point.
How tall is each
tart? That's a fair amount of
Tiny
tarts.
little tart.
Okay.
Okay, Haiku, you've now seen that Nurali has successfully darted out the front. You've seen Randall also make a smooth escape. You can see from where you are that Oro is running interference, and she's now purchased another tart. She's got a problem.
Wonder if Aura had ulterior motives to do the interference.
I'll help.
Oh no, I'll have to buy another tart.
Woe is me.
Well,
I
it's
thought-
me.
I sort of relax a bit and sort of like, casually walking towards the exit of the market, slightly humming to myself.
Humming, yeah.
Mm.
Humming. What does the hum sound like?
Don't think my mic's going to pick this up.
Okay,
Not going to do it.
not gonna do it. Okay. Does it sound a little bit like?
Yeah.
Okay, so
How is that
suspicious
the
then.
universal? I'm not doing
Uh,
anything suspicious.
Yeah, yeah. So suspicious then. Okay, can you roll a deception check, please, or a stealth check? Either one.
Stealth.
Okay. Well, as you're chilling around, you go, and Priscilla for a moment hears that and turns around quizzically, and she just sees you walking, and she's just like,
Weirdo.
like she looks at you, thinks, "The fuck?" All right. And just continues with her shopping. Or you make an opportunity to purchase your maximum number of tarts. The person who owns the patisserie has now decided that you've been cut off for the day.
Oh.
They've got to continue selling to other people. You know, they've got to make a name for themselves, and they can't do that if you've bought all of the tarts. Too much business from one place. But you purchase your next tart, and you can see that this Priscilla person has just kind of continued browsing. You've not overheard her say a single thing at all. She doesn't even look like she's literally just looking at the shops. From what you can tell, she's not, searching for anything. It looks like she's just browsing.
I wanna leave and stand by the door, but I kind of want to wait to see like which direction she goes in.
Sure. Okay.
Like, maybe I just sit outside and I get a tart out of the box and I feed it to Parsnip. I'm like, this is your tart. Only you can have this tart.
All right. Well, some time passes, and everyone else is now kind of left the immediate vicinity, unless you're hanging around as well.
No,
You-
no,
you-
no, I'm not.
Okay. And you can see that she leaves the market, and then she walks into the Curl Talon Inn.
Alright, then going back home.
Okie dokie. You regroup, all of you and the 5 remaining tarts.
Only 5. Everyone only thinks I brought 5. It's okay. Was there a Brussels
there-
tart?
There was
Ew.
not a Brussels tart. This was not. Shit! What the fuck was her name?
Patty Pigneys.
No.
Oh, that lady.
Yeah.
It was on the Patreon post, Jenny.
Marjorie Tart? Marjorie's
Not,
Tarts?
not her. Oh, you mean Crooks and Nannies? But that wasn't her name.
Crooks and Nannies. Oh, was it not?
No, of course Crooks and Nannies was. There's a tart place. It's called Crooks and Nannies. You do.
Shit. Well, it's not that. There you go.
It's Maggie.
Bench.
Maggie?
Maggie. Okay, there you go.
Maggie, a tart seller.
Maggie the tart seller. It's not Maggie this time.
Okay.
These are different tarts. This is just a general patisserie. They've got other things,
I'll look
not
out
just
for-
tarts.
And
You're
nothing's
only
talking.
interested in tarts. none of the food items are talking now. But you regroup. You are brought together once again in a place that you can talk freely.
Sewers. I'm kidding. Obviously in the manor.
Did you say Hooters?
The sewers.
Oh.
Hooters. Yes, around the
Hooters.
corners. is the Hooters.
Yeah,
Don't get those
we're
two
at Hooters.
confused.
Ah, yes. They look so much alike.
Who was that?
Priscilla. She's the she hunts. She supplies meat and forageables. I don't know if she was here for me or just in the area, but I don't think they usually come this far. I guess I don't actually know.
Does she hunt people?
She never brought any back. But I guess there's a lot that I don't know about what went on there.
What was in the pies?
Priest. Haven't been.
That's so perfect on so many ways.
Oh yeah. But yeah, so
They went into the inn after going to the market, so it seems like they were sticking around a while.
in the winters we stayed in the forest. It was pretty far from here, but I don't know, maybe this is normal. I guess I don't know what all she would do when she was away. She taught me how to forage. It could be nothing. It could be everything.
Bum bum. We end our session there today. Doom, 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 doom.
Is that the CSI? Yeah, I was like,
No, that's the end of EastEnders.
oh, just kidding.
Bum 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 boom boom boom. Tss. Da na 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 na. Da 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 da. There we go. We end today's session with that. Had a nice little chill session of vaguely talking about house stuff.
Mhm.
Not too much lore.
No.
A little
Lore light.
sprinklies. In comparison to the previous game,
Now with
That
70% less lore.
yeah, that was diet lore.
There's some lore in this house. Sorry, I don't know why that keeps happening. in my brain.
And yes, we end today's session with Arisen Priscilla, who has turned up from Neurali's past. Mysterious. What are her intentions? Are they linked in any way to the premonition that Hilda gave her?
Nope. Complete coincidence.
I feel like this is exactly around the time that she finally would have like relaxed too, because it was like, when you return, all will be made clear, and she thinks like, oh, okay, like I got here and what we learned was a lot that was not about me, so maybe it's not going to be that big of a deal, but still a little worried. And then like 2 months go by and she's like, it's probably fine. And then this.
Right. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us on today's session of Dungeons and Dragons. And thank you very much, everyone who contributed to the fund for D&D stuff. Much appreciated. That helps a lot with the underlying costs, things that I easily forget about on my bank statement.
Yeah.
that add up. Hi, Commodore. It's lovely to see you, buddy. Happy Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody. Right. I've saved my notes document. I've closed Roll20 and my player's handbook.
Wow.
Wow.
It's over.
It truly is over. I can save all my documents and then I can get on with my prep for my lecture tomorrow. No stopping here.
Whoop,
It's a non-stop fun train. Right, until next time.
Yeah, see you next week, probably, maybe. If we're
Yeah.
all-
Probably, maybe.
Yeah.
Probably
You know what
maybe.
next week is? The day
No.
of my
D&D.
birthday.
Oh Oh my goodness. I think I have that in my calendar.
It's okay if you don't.
Yes, I do. I do have it in your I do.
All right.
I was like, now's a good time if not, but no, I do.
Just add it.
Totally had that in the
Yeah.
calendar.
Yep.
Right.
Thanks for
Au
chilling.
revoir,
See you
everybody.
next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.